Ayy, ayy, ayy. Swiffy little Kenny, man. I say, ayy. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. I stay down, tryna run up a check. Plug them in, all of my connect. Pack fresh, just came from out west. I'm charged up, drip, nothing like the rest. Draped in Italian bitches of our dress. Strapped up, foot on their neck. Don't want love, just want the net. My bitch bad, and she bring bitches back. So hit bitch, spin bins while I'm on the move. In the mix, shaking wrist by Casa suit. Hellcat, track cuts, might cop the coupe. Play bet, try me bad, I'ma shoot. Product my environment. A real nigga, so I'm riding with. Been and shit, come and get a whiff. My money straight, and it got some lift. I'm eating good and talking lots of shrimps. I took a mile once I got an inch. Been trapping hard and I got some sense. Been better plug, head benefits. Walls in the yo and start locking in. I took a breather, now I got my win. My team like fam, I don't got friends. My heart cool, get your top 10. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Stay down, tryna run up a check. Run up a check. Hey. Spiffy little Kenny, man.
Do it.
I say,
kick loud, make it drop.
so trapping hard, getting rid of them loads. Gotta go get it, the life that I chose. Better finger, fuck the cash and fuck on the hoes. Been through it all, I sold a million no's. Stack up a milli, got rich nigga goals. Stack up a milli, got rich nigga goals. I got rich nigga goals. I got rich nigga goals. So trapping hard, getting rid of them loads. Gotta go get it, the life that I chose. Better finger, fuck the cash and fuck on the hoes. Been through it all, I sold a million no's. Stack up a milli, got rich nigga goals. Stack up a milli, got rich nigga goals. I got rich nigga goals. I got rich nigga goals. Ain't always that place I started was on. So million notes from the land of the old. One be a millionaire, got rich nigga goals. Neck and wrist froze, might do the rules gold. BBS in my 41mm, keep the pack strapped with a 9mm. My bitch bag, I do right shit, keep a letter right me, then I flip her over and beat her. Fuck me good, her shit wetter than water. Help me count up my way up for the morning. Switch my number pack, touchdown, I'm gonna run through the lows, importer, exporter. Love when the number drop, my bag increase. Up and down like stocks, hate when it decrease. Play with cash, we pop up, these niggas DC. Can't escape my past, the trap shit and me. Got turned out when I seen what you make of zones. Chasing bad, trying to get it till I jumped out the pool. Sell designer, why design it down, fucking with the lows. Make movies in the club every time I light show. Got turned out when I seen what you make of zones. Chasing bad, trying to get it till I jumped out the pool. Sell designer, why design it down, fucking with the lows. Make movies in the club every time I light show. Trapping hard, getting rid of them loads. Gotta go get it, the life that I chose. Better finger, fuck the cash and fuck on the hoes. Been through it all, I sold a million no's. Stack up a milli, got rich nigga goals. Stack up a milli, got rich nigga goals. I got rich nigga goals. I got rich nigga goals. So trapping hard, getting rid of them loads. Gotta go get it, the life that I chose. Better finger, fuck the cash and fuck on the hoes. Been through it all, I sold a million no's. Stack up a milli, got rich nigga goals. Stack up a milli, got rich nigga goals. I got rich nigga goals. I got rich nigga goals.
What's happening, little Spiffy, little Kenny, man? I most never go support Spiffy, man. That was my brothers that used to be with us every day, man. Cook with us on FYF, on other platforms as well. So y'all go to Apple Music, support Spiffy, little Kenny, man. One of the best rappers out of Baltimore, holding it down, man. Got a business partnership with QC. Man, y'all support Spiffy, little Kenny. Check out for his music. Look out for what he gonna drop, man. And the next press. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all not subscribe. Appreciate H. And Coach keep doing this collab again. Great brother, great content creator, man. We don't agree on everything, but great content creator, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Hey, man, end of the day, it's a lot of things I could cook on. I could sit up there, cook Kawhi Leonard with the debacle that's going on with the Clippers, with the lawsuit, a former trainer suing the Clippers. That's something that we could talk about. I think they full of it. I think end of the day, it's just another excuse for Kawhi and the fan base to use because that fan base is full of you know what. And Kawhi Leonard is full of you know what. It's things that we could talk about as well. Joel Embiid as well, of how this is an investigation on the 76ers right now. There's a lot of things that we could talk about, but we got a great debate, man. We're gonna talk basketball, something that we don't do a lot lately because we got a lot of fanboys around, or a lot of people just in general. All they want to do is focus on LeBron and Jordan and Kobe or other super greats, Kareem, other greats that we ever played the game. But at the end of the day, the game of basketball is bigger than all them niggas that ever played the game. So you know what I'm saying? Me and A Johnny, we gonna talk the game of basketball. We go give you descriptions of certain eras and try to give you guys a great debate depending upon about what era is best, whether it's the 2010s or the 2000s, which was in a lot of people's eyes are great eras. But end of the day, we know certain eras are better than others, and we go break it down. We go give y'all great content of those eras, and may even open up some eyes with a lot of guys that probably don't understand certain eras, whether it's the 2010s or the 2000s. You got a lot of old heads that don't watch current basketball, and you got a lot of young guys that really didn't understand what was going on in the 2000s. So we bringing all groups together, and we going to cook. So, end of the day, man, we gonna get to it. We gonna get it. And we finna get this show started, y'all. We finna cook, man. We finna debate, man. Shout out to A. Johnny, shout out to A. Sturdy, shout out to everybody that's supporting us right now, man. We finna get to it and give y'all great content. So, man, let's get this thing started, Sturdy, man. And bring A. Johnny up it so he can speak his piece, talk his shit.
What's good? Hollywood Herman, the building. Shout out
What's
the full
good?
court press, man. What's good, brother?
What's good, my brother?
I'm good. Y'all can hear me. I'm hot. Like Chilltown would say, I'm ready to go. We ready for this right now, man. Y'all make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Y'all know what to do best, man. We do this all the time. We gonna talk basketball, and we gonna have a great debate talking about the 2010s and the 2000s, which are two great eras. Can't wait to have the conversation. Can't wait to hear what Herm's gonna bring up today. We know Herm always got that fire, but you all know I'm the exposer, and I'm here to have some fun. So let's just have some fun, man. Let's talk the game. Let's show everybody why being a real fan of the game is very important. And let's continue to do that, man. Let's talk about the great players of today. The 1900s is over. We don't want to talk about Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Bird. We want to talk about the 2000s. We want to talk about what's going on recently. That's what we want to do. I want to talk about post 9/11 life.
Man, yeah, we gonna bring some light to a lot of stuff, man. A lot of people got their different opinions. Like we said, we got a lot of old heads that don't support the 2010s and even this era now. And you got a lot of younger people that probably don't understand how great the 2000s was. So we gonna bring a light to a lot of things that hopefully me and A. Johnny can provide those things. We don't know who's gonna win the debate, but hopefully that we could bring light to those eras and make y'all look at those eras in a different light that y'all probably never looked at before. But at the end of the day, man, let's get to it, man. I expect to cook A Johnny, but end of the day, he feel the same way. You expect to cook my ass. So man, let's get to it. We go get to it. We go start. A sturdy. What's happening, man? Explain how everything go to the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know why we here. We are here for a Johnny versus Herm 4. For those of the people that do not know and are new to the program, we are having a debate on this specific topic, which era is greater, the 2000s or the 2010s. Now, each gentleman will have we have a 3-round format. Each gentleman will have one which each of them will have 3 rounds to debate their topics. The first 2 rounds are 3 minutes each. And those 2 rounds, the gentlemen will display the arguments on why each era are the best slash greatest. Then the third round, instead of 5 minutes, it's gonna be 3 minutes each, where they have a rebuttal. In addition to that, at the opponent's discretion and the host discretion, they can provide an extra 2 minutes upon their request. And who will determine the winner of this battle? That'll be me and 2 other judges that will be listening to this debate as well. That's in the backstage. In addition to that, it'll be you guys. You guys in the chat will also decide the winner. That'll be not only during this live chat, but most importantly after this video. After this video, obviously, after you like, comment, subscribe, in the comment section, it's up to y'all to tell us who do y'all think won the debate and why, between A. Johnny and Herm on who's the greatest, what's the greatest era, the 2000s or the 2010s. Now, gentlemen, because last time I believe, let me get Herm up here. Last time I believe, who went first last time? Was it Herm or A. Johnny?
It was A. Johnny, so I gotta go first, man. You know, I gotta go first. I'm a good sport about it. I gotta go first.
I mean,
All right.
we all on your home turf. You know what I'm saying? You could, you know, it's on you, Herm. But if you want first place, you go ahead and take it.
Hey, I got to though. It's on the right though. I gotta be a real one. You know what I'm saying? So it's on the right though. So man, let's get to it, man. I guess I go first.
All right. So here's how this gonna work. When I put you on the solar screen, that's when your time gonna start. So just give me 1 minute, so I make sure I got this timer ready. And like I said earlier in the back, you will hear a horn sound when your time is up. All right. Just give me 1 moment. All right. Herm, you ready?
Man, let's get it.
All right. So, like I said, when I put you on the full screen, that's when your time will start. All right.
All right.
Here we go. Give me 1 second. Put these. All right. Your time starts now.
Well, I'm gonna give a good reason. Well, I'm gonna start off with this: why the 2000s are better than the 2010s, due to the fact that the defense alone, defense of the two.
Ladies and gentlemen, Herm is having some technical difficulties. I don't know if he can hear us, but like he's gonna fix his mic. But we gonna get right back to it soon as Herm fixes mic.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. In the meanwhile, this is a perfect opportunity to go on ahead and donate to the FYF Sports Debate channel so that we can get Herm his laptop, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the technical difficulties, as Herm is cooking so much that his Android phone can't handle the heat that he's speaking about. So again, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to donate to the Cash App for FYF, and we gonna go ahead and get Herm a laptop. All right, y'all. Sound will be up shortly. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Go ahead, Sturdy.
And for those who don't know, we are also having something special starting next month. We are having a PS5 raffle. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You will have a chance to win a brand new PS5, where is $10 a ticket, 3 for $25. Where we'll have a live revealing towards the end of December, beginning next month. During that time, more details and obviously will be instructed to you guys of the upcoming weeks and days. But throughout every single live of the platform, starting beginning November, whether it be Friday Night Exposure, whether it be the crossover, whether it be In the Zone or any other independent stream that Lamont does, we will give you instructions on how to enter this contest and win. And of course, it's not just for the first place winner who get obviously a fresh new PS5, but also the second and third place winner will receive prizes as well. The more chances, the more tickets you buy, the higher your chances to win. It's that simple. Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss out on this opportunity. We will provide more further instructions soon enough. But nevertheless, hey Johnny, brother, how you feeling, man? How you feeling today, bro? Or like there's a lot of NBA games that happened today. The Clippers won. How you felt about tonight's games, man?
My Heat are winning. That's the number one point right there. That my Heat are winning after what happened on Wednesday and opening night. I was so hurt. And tomorrow we got the unveiling of Dwayne Wade statue, so I'm excited about that. The Canes are whooping on FSU. I mean, it's feeling good down here in South Florida, man. We got good weather. It's just great down here in South Florida, man. Y'all know what we do best, man. This is A Johnny the Exposer. I feel great. This feels good. I had Kobe fans upset yesterday with Michael Jordan fans. I'm the only person that can make a Michael Jordan fan upset about Kobe, praising Kobe, about watching Michael Jordan film. I'm the only one that can do that, man. Y'all got to give me some props, man.
I don't know about that. Nah, there's little fibs from last year, but I feel you. I feel you. But I don't know if you caught the Clippers and Nuggets game. The Clippers won 104 to 109. I'm just double checking the score right now. And I think
I did watch the first half. I didn't get a chance to watch the second half. But
yeah, so
it was
yeah.
it was a good game. Denver's offense don't look that good.
Nah. So what it is just like obviously like with additional rust, but with KCP off the floor and you replace them with Christian Brown and Watson, you obviously lose a lot of 3-point shooting. And so with Russ being on the team and they back up center rookie towards Achilles in summer league, there's a huge adjustment now. In my opinion, they need to tweak their philosophy instead of being like an offense driven team. They have the personnel to be a defensive minded team, but they gotta be able to slow the game down a little bit more. And despite Jokic having a phenomenal game, they still wasn't able to get the job done with the Clippers.
Oh,
Y'all didn't hear me the whole time.
Listen, as
Nah,
soon as
nah,
you started 5 seconds into what you said, it went out.
it went
And
out. Yeah,
y'all
nothing,
and
Five
y'all
seconds.
didn't
So
hear me.
yeah, we didn't hear nothing. So you can start straight
nothing.
off from the top. We didn't hear nothing. You can start fresh.
All right, let's get it then.
All right, so
I
All
give
can
me
do
right,
1 second.
it then.
Give me
all
one
right.
second. So
I'm gonna
as
mute
That's
soon as
myself.
crazy. I thought my
so
shit was working.
Nah, don't worry. We go.
so
Hey, Herm, we gonna get you a laptop. Herm, we finna get you a laptop. Herm, we finna get you straightened. Herm, we gonna get you straight up. We gonna get you straightened, cuz we gonna take care of you, brother. We gonna take
I
care of you.
heard
Wow,
this.
yo.
This is the last chance, sir. Can't be giving no more second chances. All right.
That's
So
wild.
when you're on the solar screen, that's when your time starts. All right.
Man, let's get it, man. Cause I know I said a lot. But let's get it. I'm gonna start off giving you guys the reason why the 2000s are better than the 2010s, which is on the defensive side of the ball. The 2000s produced some of the top defenses of all time, statistically and analytically. You got three defenses in that era that's considered in the top 10 defenses of all time, which was the 2007-2008 Boston Celtics, which was considered the 2004 Spurs, and also the 2004 Pistons. I'm gonna give you guys an aspect of this. The 2004 Pistons averaged 84.3 points per game. That's what they allowed per game defensively. And also the Spurs in the same year, 2004, gave you the defensive rating of 94.1 per year. And I'm gonna give you guys an example of how different the defenses were in the 2010s to the 2017 finals. The teams allowed a game 230 point plus points per game defensively combined for the teams. And when you look at the 2005 finals, which had some of the two best defenses damn near arguably of all time, you had the Pistons and the Spurs in that finals. They only allowed combined 171 points per game. When you look at that aspect, the 2000s era had more versatile defenders. They had more physicality. They had more guys that was better defensively. Look at a guy like a Bruce Bowen, a Tony Allen, a Tayshaun Prince. Then you look at the interior, you had the Ben Wallace, the Kevin Garnett's, and Tim Duncans. guys of that ilk really wasn't prevalent in the 2010s era. Yeah, some guys that was decent, but those guys were exceptional. It was unbelievable. Hell, Ben Wallace made it to the Hall of Fame strictly just off his defensive presence alone. Then you had Tim Duncan. The reason why he get the edge for the best power forward all the time, not because of just winning, because of how dominant he was defensively and the aspect that he brought to that Spurs team to the point where that they was able to play aggressive. They was able to be more aggressive than usual because they had a guy like Tim Duncan that could defend, that could move well, that always could test shots, always was good in drop coverage as well. Then you had a guy Kevin Garnett. You know how great he was defensively. That's why you seen the 2007, 2008 Celtics be dominant on the defensive end. So when you look at that defensively alone, the 2000s era are better than the 2010s. So that's why I gave you guys those little examples. And when you look at the perimeter defenders and the interior defenders, they're just better. They got more parity for its competition. They're more deep because they have great ISO play. They was also had a lot of different offensive aspects that they use as well. They basically just a better overall era, which I will explain later in the round. But I just want to start off with the defensive aspect because that was basically the era. They was physical. They was great at drop coverage.
Peace and blessings, y'all. So, Herm made some great points about the 2000s. As we all know, the 2000s did hold a lot of great aspects of the game of basketball, but the 2010s are just a better era of basketball. Beyond the idea of what we're talking about in today's debate, we're going to bring up aspects of the 2010s when we're talking about the actual teams that existed in the 2010s, to the champions that happened in the 2010s, to the league MVPs, the finals, the classic finals that were available in the 2010s, not to mention all the great players that came along in the 2010s, and also the players that were drafted within the 2010s, which makes today's NBA what it is today and how great it is. We're going to discuss that as well, plus the moments. So there's a bunch of things about the 2010s that we've all witnessed here because we were able to watch the 2010s more than any other era. So everything that I'm going to be speaking here is going to be factual about the 2010s. If we start off with the idea of the idea of the champions that happened in the 2010s, we're talking about the Dallas Mavericks. We still talk about the Dallas Mavericks championships and how people say it's the toughest road to a championship. Then we already know why they say that, because obviously LeBron James and the Miami Heat, that's another great championship team during that era, the classic team, a historic team. Then we know the Warriors, a dynasty within this era. So we're talking about two dynasties, two teams that won back-to-back champions within the 2010s. And let's not forget, we ended off this decade with the Toronto Raptors and that miraculous championship that Kawhi Leonard was able to win. So when we're talking about the actual 2010s, we have not only just aspects of the championships, which is what we all here to watch when we talk about basketball, but then when we talk about the players that existed, we're talking about Bron's era, LeBron's main era. We're talking about Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant. We're talking about great players like CP3, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, Harden, AD. There are so many great players that came out of the 2010s that made a mark in this NBA that we're never going to forget. These are legacies that's going to last forever in our lifetime. And when we're talking about these players, let's not mention the MVPs that we had. We had Derrick Rose in 2011. That is a classic and a historic MVP. We had Bron in 2013. We had Stephen Curry in 2016. We had Russell Westbrook do something that nobody thought could ever happen. He averaged a triple-double, won an MVP. We had Harden himself, who had a phenomenal season, averaging over 35 points per game to be the league MVP, which was another historic season in 2018. So when we're talking about all of these great aspects of the 2000s and 10s, this is what we're talking about. And when we're discussing this right here, we have so much great moments that we can just discuss. We already know about the 73-9 Warriors. We already know about Kobe Bryant's retirement, him putting up 60 in his last game. We know that we...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get it. Let's get it, y'all. Well, great points, but let's start off with this. In the day, it was great parity in the 2000s era. You had a mixture of everything. It wasn't any super teams in there. Yes, you had the duos, but for the most part, other than Shaq and Kobe, it was parity in the league. You had 7 different champions won in the 2000s. The 2004 Pistons gave you an aspect that we did not see in the 2010s of a guy that don't even a team that doesn't even have a superstar win the NBA title, and that's what the 2004 Pistons provided. Um, and end of the day, when you look at the aspect, it was player rivalries and also team rivalries. You had player rivalries like T Max versus Kobe's. You had the Duncans and Shaq. You had the KG and Tim Duncans. You had the post play. You had the interior and the exterior as well. You had guys that could provide you different things. You had the aspect of different offenses that we saw in the 2000s era, which was the Dallas Mavericks with Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki when Don Nelson was the coach. Then you had the Mike D'Antoni with the Phoenix Suns that posted some of the best offenses of all time as well, which introduced the 7-second offense, and which to this day, which a lot of guys in these offenses that we see now implement from what Don Nelson and Mike D'Antoni brought it to the NBA. That's what they use now, and that's what we had in the early 2000s. We had those type of offensive minds in that era within the tough defense. You had the offensive rating. You had the offensive ratings. Them guys were still able to get the 110 offensive rating within a very physical and very tough defensive era, which the 2000s produced. So you still was able to see how great and how skilled guys were. So you had a mixture of everything. Which the difference was in the 2010s, you had more super teams than you had actual teams. In the 2000s, you really didn't have the super teams other than the 2007, 2008 Celtics, but in which they wasn't in their prime. Like you saw, like the Golden State Warriors had Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond, and Clay, or you look at the Miami Heat with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. So it was more parity, it was more competition, it was more competitive. It took you 50 wins just to even make the playoffs in the rest of the conference. In the 2010s, you didn't have that aspect in the 2010s like that often, that consistent. Then you had the top MVPs. You had Allen Iverson, gave you great playoff runs as a small guard, led the 76ers to the NBA Finals with the great defense and with the great ability of Allen Iverson being able to carry the load because of his great ISO play. So you was able to see a lot of different aspects and a lot of different offensive strategies that you saw in the 2000s that you really don't see in the 2010s. Because really the 2010s produced some of those same offensive strategies that we saw in the 2000s, which we see to this day. So when you look at that aspect of it, we see the implementation of the Don Nelsons and Mike D'Antoni's within all these offenses today's NBA, but they did not have the defenses to support like we saw in the 2000s. So we didn't get to see those great defenses like we saw back then.
I'm glad you brought up the whole aspect of super teams and the aspects of the different type of teams that existed between the two eras we're talking about, because that's what makes the 2010s such a great era. We already know that, yes, the 2010s had super teams like the Miami Heat and the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs and the Boston Celtics. There was a lot of teams. Even the Brooklyn Nets, if you even want to take it there, was a team that tried. The Los Angeles Lakers tried to build a super team in 2013 when they went and got Dwight Howard and Steve Nash and try to add that with Kobe. So that's another reason why the 2010s is another great era, is because teams were competitive. You had teams like the Chicago Bulls, the Miami Heat, the San Antonio Spurs, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Carmelo Anthony Knicks, the Warriors, the Pacers were coming out of nowhere when they ended up with PG 13 coming out of there. Then you had Lob City with CP3 throwing it up there with Blake Griffin and throwing up lobs to DeAndre Jordan. We even had Toronto, which they had a dual battle, a dual combo between DeRozan and Lowry, and they ended up getting Kawhi Leonard to try to win a championship. So this whole aspect of teams even shows how the 2010s was a better era than the 2000s, because in the 2000s the teams that were running it was basically the Lakers and the Spurs, and then you had a few teams in the East that were able to make some runs and win a championship in between that. But again, the end of the day, the teams that won the most championships without that whole entire era of the 2000s was just the Lakers and the Spurs. But the moments of the 2010s, again, when we're talking about all these great teams, we got to add all the moments that go along with it. Okay, so when we're talking about the moments, we gotta mention finals. We gotta remember 2011 it was a classic finals. 2013 finals was a classic finals. The 2016 finals was a classic finals. The 2019 finals was a classic finals. The 2014 finals is one of the greatest finals of all time. People saw an actual team dominate so much in an NBA finals like none other. This is all within the 2010s. These are all things that are going to stick in our minds for forever, because we all sat there and watched it. So when we're talking about the 2010s and every aspect of it, when, like I said, from teams to champions to MVPs, finals, to actual players that played in the league, to the moments that existed in the actual 2010s, we're talking about the greatest era ever. And then because of that era, it created the era we have right now, which is going to be the only era that can top the 2010s. Because if we add stuff like the draft classes of the 2017 and the 2018 draft classes, these are actual draft classes that are classic. We got players like Luka that came out of these drafts. We got players like Jalen Brunson that came out of this draft. We're talking about people like Jason Tatum coming out of this draft. We're talking about Bam Adebayo coming out of these drafts. We had so many stars coming out that exist in today's NBA that were drafted in the 2010s in an era that was completely hyped by one of the greatest stars to ever play the game in LeBron James. And then on top of that, you add a Steph Curry who added another whole element to the game of basketball, which completely changed.
All right, my bad, gentlemen. This is the first. This is the This is the rebuttal round. So Hearn,
Yes, sir.
when you get into solo, this is when you start. Okay.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. End of the day, when you bring certain aspects up, I kind of agree. But end of the day, when you look at it, when you look at that aspect of it, the two best draft classes of all time, the 1996 draft and the 2003 draft, was within that same era of the 2000s. You had the young LeBrons up dealing with the AIs, the Kobe's, the Ray Allens, the Steve Nashes, the, those guys in that era compared to that 2003 within that same era. But the biggest difference in those eras is the big man. End of the day, the 2010s didn't have guys like a Kevin Garnett, Shaquille O'Neal, the Tim Duncans, even though some of those guys played within that next era, but they wasn't as depth as those guys. They wasn't as deep as those guys. The 2010s are more top heavy because yes, you had the LeBrons, the Currys, and Kevin Durant's and Kawhi Leonard's, but outside of that, it wasn't as deep and as rich with talent like the 2000s. Because the 2000s, think about it, you guys. You had the Kobe Bryants, the Allen Iversons, of course. You had the Steve Nashes, the Dirk Nowitzkis, the Kevin Garnett's, the Tim Duncans. You can add with the Jermaine O'Neals, the Tracy McGrady's. It was so enriched with talent, you guys. Ray Allen, excuse me, the Ray Allens, the Paul Pierces, the Vince Carters. They were so enriched in talent. That's why it was so much parity. That's why it was a lot of competition. That's why you had several different champions. That's why you had great competition. That's why it took you 50 wins in the West just to make the playoffs. That lets you know how much competition is in it alone. The 2010s, we basically knew who was going to the NBA Finals every year. Yes, we had a three-peat with Shaq and Kobe when they was together, but outside of those years, we didn't know who was going to make the NBA Finals. We didn't expect Kobe Bryant to go to three straight finals without Shaquille O'Neal. But that just spoke to his greatness. It spoke to what they did for us, the Lakers. But at the same time, still had teams like the Pistons, still had teams like the Mavericks, still had teams like the Miami Heat and guys in that ilk that you was able to see the young stars flourish at the Dwayne Wades. You was able to see the veterans that still dominate at the Shaqs, the KGs, and the Duncans. So they was able to put their foot on the league. So end of the day, you had a balance. The 2000s was more balanced than anything that the 2010s ever could have brought us. The 2010s wasn't balanced at all because either it was LeBron James' team going to the NBA Finals, or you was looking at a Steph Curry or a Kevin Durant It was looking at guys of that ilk. So outside of Dirk Nowitzki and Kawhi Leonard, it was basically it was basically Curry versus LeBron that whole era. So when you look at that alone, that just lets you know when it comes to building super teams, the super teams heavily affected that era in the 2010s compared to the 2000s, which it was so enriched with talent. It was so deep in talent. You had guys like the Yao Mings, the T Macs, the things like that.
Well, of course, Herm, you're going to agree with me. I'm the exposer. That's what I do best. I expose facts. I provide information that is not readily available for those who talk the game of basketball. So when we're talking about the 2010s, again, we're talking about greatness. Again, you were talking about teams. We already mentioned the teams. You said that there was no super teams. We all know the Lakers three-peat team was a super team. We all know that the Boston Celtics was a super team. We know that there were super teams in the actual 2000s as well, but they just was not as good as the ones in the 2010s. And again, this is all about the moments, all about the actual things that existed, the things that we're going to remember. We're going to remember LeBron James bringing his talents to South Beach. We're going to remember Kevin Durant saying, hey, I'm out of here. I'm going to join the 73-9 Warriors. Then we got to remember the 73-9 Warriors and the 3-1 comeback from the Cavaliers in that finals. This is going to sit in our minds for years to come. There's so many things that happened. The 2019 Toronto Raptors run to the finals. The Kawhi Leonard shot that destroyed everything Philadelphia was doing. The process ended right there. That was off the Kawhi Leonard shot. These are things that are going to stick in our minds forever. LeBron James, Game 6 against Boston, 2012. That's going to stick in our minds forever. This all happened in the 2010s. Let's not forget the Kyrie Irving shot and the Ray Allen shot that existed in the 2010s as well. All of this. Let's not forget the greatest slam dunk contest happened in also the 2010s. So we're talking about the greatest era. We mentioned the players already. All I got to tell you when we talk about players, KD, Braun, Steph. These guys will end up being in the top 10 by the end of their careers on anybody's list. And we're not even talking about guys who set records like a Russell Westbrook. We're not talking about all of the great things that happened with all the other players that existed. Guys like Carmelo Anthony, who reached over 28,000 points for his career. Right? We're talking about guys who were just phenomenal players throughout the 2000s. I didn't even bring up Damian Lillard and LaMarcus Aldridge and what they were doing when they were balling in Portland. There are so many great things that happened throughout the 2010s that we are just never going to forget. It's going to sit in our mind forever. It is a mark in basketball history. It basically catapulted the greatest basketball we're ever going to see, which is what we're seeing right now in today's NBA. That's what the 2010s is. As great as the 2000s was, as great as the defense was, it was mostly because they didn't have enough shooters. When the NBA switched to the zone defense, now it became a league where you had to shoot the ball better. And today's NBA, from the all the way from the guard to the center, you got shooters on the basketball court that can shoot from 25 or more. And that's why the 2010s is so important, why it's better than the 2000s. It basically set us for what we're watching right now, which is great basketball. And at the end of the day, when we're talking about the teams, the championships, the MVPs, the finals, the players, the actual draft classes, and the actual moments, 2010s, my friend.
All right, Herm. Would you like an additional 2 minutes?
Oh yeah, let me take it just in case people are
All
swayed. So
right.
let me take it.
So your time going to begin as soon as you hit the solo. All right.
All right, let's get it. When it comes to response to that, it was great shooters within the 2000s. Like I brought up earlier, you had some of the greatest offenses of all time, which were the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns. We produced a lot of great shooters. Spurs produced a lot of great shooters. That's what made the Spurs the Spurs. When you look at the Detroit Pistons, they had a balanced attack. They had the shooters, they had the scores, they had the post play. They also had the defense as well. When you look at the Lakers, they had knockdown shooters. You had the Derek Fisher, the Rick Foxes, Robert Orrs, the things of that nature. And when you look at the 2006 Heat, they had shooters as well. So the things that you brought up that they didn't have, they had. And when you look at the disparity for us moments, everybody remember the step over in the game one when everybody thought the Lakers would go sweep through the Sixers when AI pulled out the game one upset, stepping over Tyronn Lue. When you look at Kobe Bryant's 81-point performance, everybody remember that performance as well. When you look at the Detroit Pistons of 2004, upset it to supposed super team Los Angeles Lakers that had Gary Payton, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant. Yes, Karl Malone was injured, but they still had a very stacked team and was heavily favored. And you seen a team that was coached by Larry Brown and the Detroit Pistons with no type of superstars end up beating the Los Angeles Lakers in 2004. So it was a lot of great moments. When you seen Flash arrived on the scene in 2006 when they came back in the series against the Dallas Mavericks as well, which the Mavericks were heavily favored. Hey Johnny, you should remember that. Shit, Dwayne Wade made his name in 2006. And like I said, you had the 1996 and the 2003 draft classes, which are the most talented draft classes of all time within one era alone. So within that aspect alone, that they had all the talent, they had the youth, they had the veterans, but they also had the balance within the youth, the talented young Luther, the LeBrons, the Wades, the Boshers, and all of them mixed with the KCs, the Duncans.
Hey, Johnny, would you like an additional 2 minutes?
Yes, indeed. Of course, I would love to have it. Thank you, sir.
All right, your time will start as soon as you hit the solo.
Yeah, so as we stated before, ladies and gentlemen, I'll take my 2 minutes to let y'all know what we do best here. This is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We do the GOAT James Kingdom show every Sunday noon Eastern time with B Lee and A Johnny. We are the Clutch Sports Hitmen. We definitely do what we do best, which is talk the game of basketball. And like we said, we're talking about memorable moments, and the 2010s is memorable moments, Herm. And at the end of the day, Herm, you're going to be down 3-1 to me. And you're going to have to come back like the Warriors did versus OKC, which we all remember what happened to Kevin Durant, which forced him to go play with the Golden State Warriors because Stephen Curry and them came back and we all got the nickname, which was what? Game 6 Klay Thompson, right? That's what we got. We remember these things. We gave players nicknames for what they did during the 2010s. And then you're going to have to make another comeback like LeBron James and Kyrie Irving did in the NBA Finals when they were down 3-1. Because, again, you are facing A. Johnny from the GOAT James Kingdom platform. I talk basketball like none other. I'm a real basketball fan. I love the game of basketball. I could break it down. I actually listen to those who know the game so that I could understand the game. So at the end of the day, what we understand here is that the 2010s was just better than the actual 2000s. And what we're noticing here is that A. Johnny is a master debater over Herm, y'all. But shout out to Herm for stepping up and bringing up this debate. I appreciate this opportunity. This is great, great, great content. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Y'all know to check out the Full Court Press every Saturday night. And we gonna get Herm that laptop, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure y'all donate to the FYF Cash App. Shout out to Lamont Sturdy and all the brothers that's doing their things over there. Shout out to the crossover panel, the In the Zone panel, everybody that do best. Shout out to Lamont and his 10-hour lives. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the 2010s is the greatest era ever, and A. Johnny is back doing his thing like usual. Ladies and gentlemen, Herm has officially been exposed by the exposer.
That was, it's crazy. That was actually perfect timing. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard the debate. We need y'all opinions in the comment section, in the live chat right now. How could I possibly forget, man? Get them likes up. Get them likes up. If you enjoyed this debate and plenty more to come, the content like this, get them likes up. Help spread the love. Help spread the wealth. But nevertheless, though, all right, we gonna get towards the judgment. All right. How we gonna determine the winner once again, as I remind the people, it is just this simple. Not the people that will determine the winner is not just myself, but also two additional judges that are listening backstage that are here with me now. In addition to that, you guys, the people who's watching right now and the people who's going to be watching, y'all tell us who won by hitting the like button, subscribe, as well as tell us who won and why in the comment section when this video is over. But let's get down to nitty gritty, right? Or the meat and potatoes, as some people like to say. Let's bring up one of the judges. Chris, how you doing, brother? How you doing, brother? How you doing, man? Let the people know who you are and how you feeling.
I'm good. I'm good. What's good, everybody? I've been on a couple of FYF streams, but this is Chris D, and I gotta say, from both panelists that came up here, I have this really, really close. I do want y'all. I want everyone to essentially know that now. Should I just jump into it now? Just who I think won.
Who you think won the debate? How'd you feel about the topic, and how'd you feel about the debaters?
Going back and forth between both of them. Um, Going into the first round, I gotta give it to A Johnny or Goat James Kingdom. I would have given it to Herm, but I think Herm in that first round just spent too much time being too specific in one aspect of the game of basketball, which was the defensive era. I thought that should have been the time he should have, give a general broad overview of what he thought of what he was going to debate. And I thought that A Johnny did that better. Speaking of the aspects of the 2010s of the championship runs, the top 10, the top players of the 2010s, then the last MVPs, talking about Kobe's retirement and the Warriors, this, that, and the third. I just thought he gave a better introduction going into round one. So I have a better idea of just what he was going to debate moving forward. So I have to give that round to A Johnny. Round two, though, I have to give that one to Herm. I give that one to Herm is because when he was talking about the parodies of the 2000s in regards with the post play, there was a lot more variety in offenses that actually led to the 2010s implementing those said offenses moving forward as pretty much a stepping stone. Talking about with the Mike D'Antoni 7 seconds or less offense of how that was implemented with a few other teams that he had coached, especially specifically the Houston Rockets when he got with James Harden, and all of the talented players that were also in the 2000s, such as AI, T Mac, Kevin Garnett. Like he talked about all of the best players that were also in the 2000s that also helped carry the 2010s moving forward. But I'll get into that more in my third round. Hey, Johnny, for the second round, I did like that you talked about the super team era. And there was some competitive finals, but there were also some finals as well in there that were a little bit underwhelming, like the 2017 and 2018 NBA finals. So I had to dock you a little bit for that. So overall, I give it to Herman round two. Round three, though, that one was actually the closest. I'm not gonna lie. But I gave it to Herm just barely. Now, when he's talking about essentially the draft class again that moved forward for the 1996 draft class, with Kobe, AI, Steve Nash, Ray Allen, how pretty much they were all in their prime, implementing arguably the two best draft classes that did come out. We did see that in the 2000s of these guys, either elevating or these guys already in their peak going into it, kind of moving forward. And there was a lot of parity in terms of the different champions outside of the Kobe Shaq teams that did win. He is correct. There weren't too many teams that expected the team like the Detroit Pistons to knock off the Lakers. Nobody ever really expected that. There weren't as many top-heavy teams as we saw compared to the 2010s with Miami, with Miami to the Cavs, with LeBron going to 8 straight NBA Finals. And there was a lot of competition also in the West that A. Johnny did mention. But when we get to those Warrior teams, when Kevin Durant joined, again, it wasn't really too much competition. There really wasn't too many teams that could pretty much hang with those guys. And overall, there was a lot more parity. Like I said, in terms of for A. Johnny, for the super team logic, there were a lot of great teams that did come out of the 2010s and the draft classes going into it for 2017 and 2018. But again, I just gave it to Herm just a bit, only because he was hammering home a lot of the 2003 draft class that did push forward a lot of the 2010s that we see and a lot of the offenses. So close debate between all three, but I got to give it to Herm on this one, 2-1.
All right, all right. I appreciate you, Chris, and your judgment. Just hang out backstage, brother. Don't go too far, because we definitely gonna have an open panel discussion on not only this topic but other topics to come. All right. Now, I'm going to bring up the next judge, and he's going to give his judgment, opinion, and reaction. Casual, how you feeling, brother?
Hey, what's going on, bro? Wait, give me 1 second.
This nigga always ill prepared, bro. This is a good time to remind the people once again we are having a PS5 raffle later this beginning next month, November. More details will be provided on how you guys can get your ticket, but nevertheless, it's just this simple: $10 per ticket, 3 for $25. The first place winner will receive a brand new PS5. Of course, the controllers included. Not to mention, there's be other prize winners as well for the second and third place winners. Once again, we're gonna give away a PS5. Starting the raffle will begin next month from November, and we reveal the winners the end of December. Don't miss out. Casual, are you ready? Casual's not ready. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, if you can take a look at the bottom of your screen, these are the current updates for tonight's game. So, for those who didn't watch the game, the LA Clippers beat the Denver Nuggets 109-104. Great game. Norman Powell, I believe, scored about 34 points. Phenomenal game. Then we had Cleveland beating Washington Wizards
Okay, don't
135 to
nobody care. Don't nobody care
116.
about this. I'm here. I am here. I am here.
Excuse me, sir. Let me just finish the updates. Cleveland finished 135 to 116, beating the Wizards. Then Boston beat Detroit 124 to 118, and currently at halftime, Houston Rockets and San Antonio Spurs with 41 to 42 to 41 to 62. Spurs are up. Okay, now we're gonna bring back our judge, Casual. All right, how you feeling,
You
brother?
gotta
Casual.
see me back in the Discord.
But that's pressing news, brother. How'd you feel about the debate, and who'd you have winning?
Oh,
Hey, you know what? Hold on, wait. I gotta say this. Hey,
what?
Casual, your new nickname
Yes,
is
sir.
Debo. You're Debo. That's your new
Why?
nickname, Debo. Because
Because I just
when
be
you come
bullying.
around, yeah, 'cause we gotta watch out for you. We gotta put
Yeah.
everything away. We gotta put everything away. Put all your chains away. Put all your beepers away. Here comes Casual.
Cash, you did.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
Yeah, nigga. Right. Yeah, nigga.
Oh god, bro. Like so. Until Casual fixes audio, I might as well give my judgment.
Wait. We gotta do another donation for Casual.
Probably.
We gotta get cat no because Casual. Listen, y'all make sure to subscribe to Casual's
I'm some.
channel.
I'm
Huh?
some. Yeah, I'm some.
What?
Yeah, I'm some like a D boy, Johnny. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna
No,
lie.
I know you. I know you is.
I've been bullying lately.
I've been
Yeah, I've been
witnessing.
bullying
I've been
lately.
witnessing. Yeah, I've been witnessing.
You
I've
been
been paying
aggressive as
attention.
hell lately, bro. You been aggressive.
I don't know, Herm. I think you rubbing off on me, bro. I don't know. Man, I think you're a bad influence. Um, but no, for the first round, very good introduction. Herm, I felt like you were harping a little bit too much on just simply the defense. I felt like I wanted a little bit more of a summary, but that's just me personally. However, I'm giving you the second round and the third round. I love the way that you stayed on offense. I love the way that you started talking about the players as far as Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. When Ajani pointed out how he can mention the draft class of 2018 and the 2010s, I appreciate like the focus that you had on staying on topic this time around. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, my money was not on you in the Discord, but all in all, I'm gonna give you this one. It was a very good debate between you two, but yeah, I'm gonna go slightly towards her this time.
All right, all right. Despite the rudeness and the unprofessionalism, we got his
I'll see
judgment,
you. I will
ladies and
see you in the
gentlemen.
Discord, guys. I'll see him in the Discord. Don't you worry about it.
No, but Casual, hang back, brother. We will definitely have an open panel discussion because well, about the debate,
Yeah.
but also other controversial topics. All
Go
right.
go 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 to Felicia's house.
But nevertheless,
You motherfucker whoop
it's
my ass.
Since my vote doesn't really matter at this point because both the judges gave their vote, I'm still gonna give my opinion on the debate. I personally believe that this was a good debate. I think it was the best debate y'all had so far out of the four. I gave the first round to a Johnny. I just thought, despite Herm's descriptive details of how great the defense was during the 2000s, I still get an edge to a Johnny because I think he had better structure to that round. After that, I gave every other round to Herm. I thought Herm did a great thing in regards to reminding the people the amount of diversity, not only in talent, play style, champions of that era. He did a great job in adding to the point. I thought it was a great touch when he mentioned the fact that the 2000s portrayed some of the most talented drafts of the 2023. I mean 2003 and 96 draft. That was a great touch. Hey Johnny, though, I did like how the fact that he mentioned that we had not only outside of the star players, the LeBrons, Curry, and KD, we also mentioned other great historic things like the James Harden, like the Westbrook. That was a good recognition by his point. But overall, I gave the other remaining rounds to Herm because I thought he had better rebuttals and I thought he had better structure. And most importantly, I thought a Johnny kind of weighing a little too much on the moments aspect versus the totality of the decade. He started off perfectly by mentioning the Dallas Mavericks and the different types of styles that won round one. But I thought if you would have kept up that scheme in a way where describing the different how the play style evolved throughout the 2010s, as well as other certain philosophies that are implemented to this day, I thought that would have been a great touch to add to your rounds too. But nevertheless, there was a great effort by both gentlemen. But most importantly, chat, I need y'all to tell me who won right now. I need y'all to tell me not only after this video, but right now. Give me a 1 if you think Herm won. Give me a 2 if you think Johnny won. But until then, I'm going to bring up other people to see how they felt about the debate. The next gentleman I'm going to bring up, you guys are very familiar with. Some might say it's controversial, his opinion. Some might say it's fair. But nevertheless, I want to hear his opinion on this debate. Dark, who do you got winning, brother? Who you have winning this debate? What do you think of the topics? And how you think the debate is done?
Hello, everyone. Michael Jordan fans are the best. And I went and I have a criteria that I developed based off of general debate structures and rules. So I'm going to go through that real fast and explain round by round who I thought won. I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm going to give the general criteria and then who I thought won round by round. So it's the first piece of criteria is who directly addressed the topic. The second is who understood the basic issue. The third is who clearly expressed their position. The fourth is case with specific evidence, express their case with specific evidence, explain the other side's weakness. Now, I understand that you guys do a third rebuttal round where you're not supposed to rebut to the third round, which I don't really get, but that's besides the point. Respond directly to the other side's critique, which is also in respect to, or explain the other side's weakness and then respond directly to the other side's critique. And then there's body language, volume, speed, and diction. That's a separate categorization. Obviously, some of this doesn't apply, but speed and diction, and then courtesy. So going down round by round, for the first round, I had a Johnny winning. I had him winning by a few points on that one. Herm really stuck on the defense, and I thought both parties could have been better of outlining their arguments in the first round instead of sticking on just one piece of subject and having people guessing throughout it. That's just I would improve that if I were them. I think that would be better to understand the structure of the entire debate. But Herm really laid in on the defense, like everyone said. I'm not going to go into that. Johnny went and he talked about how the 2010s make the today's era. He rebutted the parity and super team statements and talked about the moments, and then he talked about the draft classes. I thought Johnny won the first round. For the second round, Herm really laid in on the parity, but he only really stuck on the aspect of skill sets, which is a part of it. But when you look at the term great, it means of ability, quality, or eminence considerably above the normal or average. And that's really only talking about the ability. So when a Johnny went and he rebutted about the ability. He said that the ability was better in the 2010s. Not that I specifically agree with that, but he brought some specific evidence with the shooting. And then he brought the moments in there. And specifically, he really just hammered in on that. I gave a Johnny a closer, if only because Herm was specific on that aspect of ability. I still give a Johnny the second round. And then for the third round, Herm started rebutting. This was the rebuttal round to ability. And then the draft class, he doubled down on that. And I think that he had some really good points about that. The aspect of it is that I think that was the closest one. I actually had that even. And then the fourth round, because I had courtesy involved and a Johnny really didn't say anything in that fourth round other than plugging his show, which is fine. Then he was kind of rude about winning more. I gave him an absolute 0 on courtesy, and he really didn't explain anything. So Herm won the fourth round. I gave it a 2-1 to a Johnny, believe it or not, for winning that debate.
All right. I actually think that was a fair assessment. But speaking of fair assessments, why not give another brother who is very familiar to this platform in general and who is known for having some of the most controversial opinions? George, brother, how you feeling, brother? How you feeling about this debate, the topic, and how do you think the debaters did? Who you think won the debate, brother?
Well, my first thing is, how could someone complain about somebody bringing out the defensive prospect when most teams that win name the defensive teams that have won championships? So this is what I say. It's so corny for people to get up here and say, because Herm stayed on the defensive side in his first round, just let you know how unforgettable the 2000s defense was. I don't understand how guys can try to take that away from him bringing up the 2000s defense. Number 2, hey, Johnny, which team was better, Mellow Nuggets or Mellow Knicks? I think you lost on that one. Number 3, the third round. Now, the third round came to what the guy from Michael Jordan fans the best said. He was too busy plugging his show, kissing up, and doing all that. So there's no way possible he won the third round. So I give Herm my 3-0.
No, short and sweet. I like it. All right. Nevertheless, we got to give to the victor the spoils. But first things first. Hey, Johnny, it seems like up to this point that Herm tied the series up, brother. How'd you feel about the debate? How'd you feel about the judgments in the comments so far? What'd you think, man?
Yeah. Peace and blessings. Shout out to the judges. Thank you for making your decisions and obviously having your takes on top of that. I mean, I think that at the end of the day, the extra round at the fourth round is I don't think it's a part of the actual debate. It's not. It's just an additional round. So yeah, I took my time to plug in my show, but y'all make sure to check out tomorrow. I mean, actually this Sunday's noon Eastern time, which is what we do best here. We actually do content creation. But other than that, I felt that the people who voted for Herm seemed to make actual takes for Herm that Herm didn't make. I don't remember Herm saying the stuff that they said Herm said. Maybe I need to go back and listen to it again. But at the end of the day, thank you for making your choice and stepping up to the mic like usual. But shout out to Herm, man, because like I said, Herm is a true content creator. He does this best, you know, and the rest of y'all who sit here and judge what we do as far as what Herm do or what GOAT James Kingdom do, y'all ain't even able to do what we do best, man. Herm's doing this without a laptop. Yeah, Herm doing this without a laptop. Y'all need to step up y'all game. Y'all need to stop going ahead and just praising Herm for what Herm does and step up on your own and get on this microphone. But at the end of the day, it was a great show. I appreciate
it. Was a
all
great
of you
debate,
gentlemen.
though. Period.
Yeah, it was always it's always fun. Again, the debates is about providing information, and as y'all know best, I do that like none other. So shout out to Casual, shout out to Chris, shout out to Dart at the Michael Jordan Fans of the Best page, and shout out to George, although George don't like me for making their decisions and speaking on this. And shout out to everybody who voting in the comments. Again, put a 1 for one is for A Johnny or is it for Herm? Right? 1 is for Herm, 2 is for A Johnny because this is Herm's show. So 1 is for for Herm, 2 for A Johnny. Y'all can say who won. It's a great debate. Appreciate you, Herm. And great job,
Salute
Sturdy.
to you, bro.
Great job, Sturdy, moderating and doing what you do, hosting the show. Shout out to my Miami Heat, Biscayne and June, bitches.
Much love, brother.
To
Much
the Victor go to sports, Herm. He was in a dire predicament, man. Some might say when a person goes down 2-1, it's the beginning of the end, and yet he was able to tie the series. Herm, how'd you feel about it, brother? How you feel about this debate? How you feel about tying the series up, man?
Man of so few words. I like
God
Yeah,
damn.
man, that's Kawhi Leonard level dominance, right?
With and ladies and gentlemen, never get an Android phone. Herm is a perfect example of why you do never get an Android phone, ladies and gentlemen. Again, donate to the Cash App on FYF Sports Debate so that we can get Herm a laptop, ladies and gentlemen.
This is astonishing. Like no words. He just dominates and leaves, right?
Jesus Christ, man.
Like that.
Memphis Wi-Fi.
Derek Rose, the silent assassin.
No, but let's open it up though a little bit. In y'all opinions though, who do y'all think, in y'all personal opinions, outside of the debate, however you feel about it, in your personal opinion, who you think, what era you think is the greatest between 2000s and 2010s?
2000s.
The 2000s.
2000s.
Definitely the 2000s.
Why everybody
Herm,
pick the 2000s?
If I was Herm, I would have just pointed out the 2010s to 2015. 2010 to 2015 was like literally some of the worst brand of basketball being played, like in NBA history, arguably.
My bad, y'all. The white
Come
was
on,
calling,
Debo.
man.
Why you gotta
My
be saying
bad,
stuff
y'all.
like that, Debo?
I'm sorry. Let me chill.
Come
My
on,
fault,
Debo.
bro.
All right. Let's give
Debo will
real
be
quick.
pulling up.
Let's
Debo
give
will be
Herm his
pulling up
moment.
on your block though, Johnny, because I need my AD. I need my
If I'm
AD
correct,
love.
you was in middle school between 2010 and 2015. If I'm correct.
I actually was. I low key I was. I
Okay,
actually
okay
was.
then. Okay,
I was in high school at that time. I was in high school, about to graduate.
Who was your 7th grade English teacher then when you were between 2010 and 2015?
Miss Tomez.
Did she tell you stop being a bully like you trying to be right now?
Hey, it was a progress. It was a progression stage, man. It was a progression stage.
Yeah, I had a call from the wife, y'all. So my bad when I didn't respond. I had a call from the wife, so I had to
Family
see what
man.
she was talking about.
Let him go.
Did you tell her the good news you won? Because she was gonna be hurt if you would have lost again.
Yeah, she would have checked me, hey John, and she would have checked me if I would have lost again. She would have checked me most definitely, man. But it was a great debate. I think this debate was the best that we had so far, hey John, due to the fact that we were actually able to talk basketball. It was a centric focus. And end of the day, when we focus on players, we're gonna get a lot of biased takes. We're gonna get a lot of people on one side, a lot of people on the other side. So we really can't talk the game of basketball because at the end of the day, niggas gonna defend their side and niggas gonna defend the other side. So I like this type of debate, talk the game, and I think me and you can actually talk the game, and a lot of people really underrate you in that aspect that you can actually talk the game. So I'm glad that you actually could talk the game and get the people to realize that it's more than a Johnny, just other than just him talking about LeBron. Like the OG George would probably gravitate towards you just being focused on LeBron, but you can actually talk the game. So that's what I like about the debate more than anything. And I think it just brought light to us just talking the game of basketball. And I think that's what people, because at the end of the day, me and Johnny, we going to say some controversial shit. We going to say some shit that y'all don't like. LeBron fans, y'all gonna hate the shit I say. Jordan fans, y'all gonna most definitely hate the shit A. Johnny say. But end of the day, we provide content because end of the day, we want y'all to love it. And end of the day, when you do create content, you do gotta create some controversy in between fan bases, in between people that look at the game in a certain way or look at players in a certain way. So y'all don't have to have personal takes or personal views of a person side one way of the equation. You know what I'm saying? Like we the best of both worlds. Me and A. John and Brand the best of both worlds when it comes to LeBron, when it comes to Jordan, and when it comes to any aspect of basketball. And that's what we're gonna give y'all. This debate right here will give y'all the insight that we actually know the game of basketball and that we actually talk the game rather than just focus on these players like people like to do consistently. And I think that if people do more of that, I think we'll have more. I think we'll have more respect amongst each other than what we have right now. And that's the whole basis of the debate too. You know what I'm saying? But y'all ain't got to agree with all the shit he say, cause I don't agree with everything they John say. But I respect him as a man. I respect him as a content creator. He's entertaining as hell, and y'all need to support him whether y'all agree with his ass or not. You ain't got to agree with a motherfucker to support. That's what y'all got to understand, man. We just so y'all can be entertained, just so y'all can have some shit to talk about, whether you agree with it or not. So that's what we do, man, and that's what we want to brand to y'all. It's more to us the other just siding with Jordan, the siding with LeBron James. It's more to us than that. And that's what we have to meet tonight. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to A. Johnny. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to all y'all that been looking at this video so far. So man, y'all look at it that way when it comes to us. Y'all don't have to hate us. Y'all don't have to agree with everything we say. But respect us as man, respect us as content creators, cause we gonna keep dropping heat. Say some ignorant shit about LeBron James tomorrow, but you ain't gotta hate me for it. You know what I'm
Let
saying?
me ask you a
Hey
question,
John,
Herm.
big
Let me
question.
ask you a question, Herm. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, George. Go ahead.
Do you watch the Life channel?
Lifetime.
Do you with Lifetime or whatever it is?
I watched
Do
that
you
shit was
watch it?
with my mama though. Was with my mama though.
I'm
What's
just
going
saying.
on?
But so if it's something that you don't like, you don't watch. Am I correct?
That's true. That's true. If you don't
So
like it, you ain't gotta support.
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Hey,
Keep
am
it
I
one.
tripping?
Well, I
I,
mean,
Keep
get
it
it off your
100.
get it off your chest, George. Get it off your
Keep
chest.
Wow.
How much?
Yeah,
keep
How
it
facts.
much you
100.
don't
Say how
like
you
it? So
feel.
wait, how the hell did you? What channel he said I am now? What channel? The Lifetime channel?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. So you
That's what
took
you
that the
just
wrong
said,
way.
my man. I
No,
didn't
the
take that the wrong
question
way. I
was,
heard what you
I asked
said.
him, did
I
he
got
do
headphones
he
on. You
watch the
said what
Life
you
channel?
said. I ain't the Life channel.
I ain't say
I'm
you
GOAT
was.
James
I'm just saying
Kingdom. I'm the
that's a
GOAT
Ain't
James
the
channel
Kingdom,
life.
that
and
I
I've
don't
Ain't the
seen
watch.
you,
life
and
That's
channel
what
I've
I'm
seen
telling
crazy.
you.
them.
I've
I'm
seen you in
saying
the
that
comments. So silence yourself and be happy you
you
voted for
might see
Herm.
me pass through, but other than that, I don't
I know
stay.
you passing through. GOAT James Kingdom
Just
is a
like turning
beautiful
the channel.
neighborhood. GOAT
Just
James
like
Kingdom
turning
is
the
a
channel.
beautiful neighborhood, man. We got decorations up.
I
Everything is
told
great.
you.
The GOAT's about to play in 20 minutes. You about to
The
leave here to go
first
watch the GOAT play. That's
the
what you
first
about to
one that
go
get
do.
the hollering is the one who lost.
That's what you about
I,
to go do. You
I,
don't
I
get the
doubt
can
it.
hollering. I don't get the
I'm
holler.
watching
I'm
the
a
baseball
content
game.
creator. You are
I'm
a
watching the
G.
baseball game.
You are a G on
Basketball
FYF.
season
That's
even
all we know
started for
you
me.
as the letter G on FYF Sports Debates. That's what you
The
know me as, my
letter
Okay,
friend.
that's what you're
G is
gonna know
You're
me
the
crazy.
on.
letter G. Yeah, that's good. You a G. I give you respect for
That's
that.
right.
You an
At least
elder.
I
I
don't
give
put
you
up
number
phony
respect.
pictures of myself dressed in costume like I'm some type
That's
of
what I do.
nerd.
That's what I
I
do
know.
best. That's why
You
I
That's
stole
got.
that
part
from
of
the
his
girly
That's
brand,
why.
room.
though,
That's
George.
why
That's
I
You
part
got
of his
stole
Herm
that
and
from
I.
the girly room. You
The
stole
girly
everything
room.
you get from the girly room.
Oh,
What is
now
the
I'm the
I
girly
can,
girl.
room?
Now you
can
see
I
the
can I say
exactly.
two
I don't
things?
know. I don't know. They got very Diddy oilish real quick.
No, you know who the locker room is. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
I ain't got nothing to do with the locker room. Why
You
you throwing
you
me in the
stole the
locker room together?
soundtracks. You stole all the goofy stuff. So
He
you
said
just
the
like the girly
Come
room
on,
soundtrack.
too.
What
George.
soundtrack did I stole? I don't got nothing
All the
but locker
background
room girl.
sounds, all that
That's called being
clapping and all that.
creative, George. I'm
No, it's
sorry you
not.
came
That's
from an
called
era of
stealing.
8 tracks.
That's
I'm
called
sorry. I can
stealing.
press a button and have fun. You had to sit
I
there and
know.
rewind.
You
Press
probably you
rewind.
probably you probably pressing a lot of buttons and having fun.
Oh, I'm
ALG,
All the
pressing
hey
one of
music
your
George.
they
buttons
ain't
right now,
no
G.
I,
button
I'm pressing
controlling.
one of
John,
your
I
buttons
hey
right now,
John,
G.
Johnny a real genuine dude though. He a real genuine dude for real though, Joel. So you
Nah,
ain't
you ain't gotta
gotta go
defend me.
that
Let
route
him
with
talk
him.
about me the way he talk about me. You ain't gotta defend me. He can talk about
I'm
me
not
however he
talking
want.
about you. I
That's
said
it,
one
fuck.
thing and you
That's
took
right.
it
I
the
know
wrong
one thing.
way.
I know the Life channel is better than the G channel. Go ahead, Michael Jordan fans are the best. They got a real channel. Let's let real content creators speak. Go ahead, Dart.
I got two things. So that criteria that I went over for the winter debate league that I'm going to have on my channel, I'm going to be the sole judge. There's going to be there's going to be a live poll vote, and then there's going to be a trivia shoot off if that is in dispute. So if the judgment goes one way and the poll goes another way, we're going to have a trivia shoot off. But that criteria I did for me judging the debates that we're going to have in the wintertime, that's how it's going to go. I want to present that. And second off, hey, Johnny, when are you guys are having the NBA finals here? You're going to have in a playoff series. When are we going to have our Super Bowl? Michael Jordan versus LeBron. Who's greater?
In June. It's Biscayne in June, man. That's what we do. That's gonna be right here. You can celebrate it. I'm gonna be on Biscayne tomorrow. Well, wait, what's today? Why I keep thinking today is Saturday? Oh, today is Saturday, isn't it?
Today is Saturday, dog.
All right, my bad. No, my bad. I've been beat over the
That's how
head
you
by
know
Herm
that.
tonight.
That's how you know he
Herm
been
beat
working.
me over the head. Yeah,
Right.
Herm beat me over the head. I don't even know what day it is. But yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be on Biscayne Boulevard, and we're gonna be celebrating Dwayne Wade statue, and I'm gonna actually be doing a show, George. You should check it out, George. Again, the Lifetime channel don't got what we got going on in Goat James Kingdom. You might as well subscribe to the channel, because we're gonna be talking about Dwayne Wade statue. I know you don't like me, but I'm sure you like Dwayne Wade, because you think Dwayne Wade's better than LeBron James. So come ahead and celebrate that. We do that on the Heat Hour in Goat James Kingdom.
Man, get off your Ralph Transmit thing, bro. Ain't nobody said nothing like that.
What did it? I feel like that was just a complete ignoring of what I said, unless it didn't go through.
No,
I'm not sure if it did.
I'm sorry, Dart. I'm sorry, Dart. Go ahead. I will address you. What did you say again? Please go ahead, sir. I'm just having fun tonight. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, you just had it in the chamber. Okay, I understand. No, I was saying when are we going to have our Super Bowl? I explained how I was going to do something for my winter debate league. I'm going to judge through the criteria I did here. And I was saying, you guys are having an NBA Finals. When are we going to have our Super Bowl? Michael Jordan versus LeBron. Who's greater?
We can have that. I told you the times that I'm available. I am available like tonight, like on a Saturday night. I'm available Sunday evenings. I'm available on the evenings between Saturday and Tuesday nights for you, my friend. You choose a night, and we can make it happen.
I am down for this.
Facts. Let him cook.
Come on, he cooking.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's do this on a Saturday night.
Dart, we can have Dart. People been looking for this for a long time, my friend. You need to stop dodging. Get your little posse together. Let's go, man. B. Lee and I are ready. Anyone of you Jordan
I'm
fans
talking
want this
one-on-one.
smoke?
We don't need a gang. It's not a gang shootout.
Oh, it's not a gang shoot. What you mean it's not a gang shootout? This is a channel versus channel situation. You got a channel full of Jordan fans. What they so scared of?
This is my channel. I do collaborations on Sunday.
Don't start with my channel. You are a what you called yourself? A debate broker? Ain't you get a bunch of debaters together? Bring all your debaters. Bring all your best Michael Jordan debaters, because you're not the best one in your channel. So we need to. You
ain't win by yourself.
Better than you. What? I can win by myself. I don't need you, George.
George is gonna go on your side.
What is going on?
George is never gonna vote for me because George just don't like me, and that's fine.
George is
don't
the
know
biggest
basketball.
LeBron fan I've ever met. What you mean?
George don't know basketball. George think taking a 20-foot contested shot is great basketball. George don't know basketball.
All right, let's re-explore this for next Saturday then.
We can do that.
I've been trying to get this together for months, and
you ain't been doing nothing. You ain't been doing nothing but
this is going to happen.
You ain't been doing nothing but sitting around with your Michael Jordan fans and avoiding Goat James Kingdom.
Hey.
That's facts. We can do this. We can do this on your channel. We can do this on our channel. We can do this on FYF. We can do it on Vanity Sports. We can do it on anybody's platform but George, because George is not a content creator.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
George just took a random shot.
Just a random shot. The nigga was just chilling.
You think that bother me? Y'all are fools to think that something like that bother me.
Man, why we gotta be fools?
That's what I'm saying. Why you over there giggling?
But Dart, Hold on, wait. I'm gonna stop playing with y'all because the GOAT plays very shortly. I gotta go roll up because I don't hold up. Dark, you and I will be speaking very shortly. We have each other's information and how to contact each other. We'll set it up. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're gonna have fun with this one. You and I.
I really do think you
solo.
won this debate, by the way.
I solo. I know. And in fact, Dart, I appreciate your take as well. I think you were the most objective one here, and I appreciate that. You showed that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow.
Debo, chill, Debo.
Boy, wipe your mouth. Wipe your mouth.
I believe you're right in your take, Herm. I just think he presented the argument better, and that's all.
I talk better than people from Memphis. I'm from Miami. We talk better than people from Memphis.
No, and honestly, I would have given it to you, Johnny, in the third round. I really would have, but like it's just that parody that he was going on. Like he really hammered home that the 2000s draft class was what carried into the 2010. That's what really got me in the third round.
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't remember him bringing up the draft class though. I don't remember him bringing up the draft class.
No, he definitely did.
He didn't say it like conventionally. He said it like Herm typically said it, but I mean, it was still fine. Now, Johnny, why didn't you point out the fact that he lied about the San Antonio Spurs creating shooters?
Y'all both let me on.
Yeah,
that,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey Johnny, Herm kind of responded. Herm kind of responded when Johnny called the Shaq and Kobe Lakers a super team. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there was points on both sides. Y'all could have easily responded.
Yeah, there was a way y'all could super team. There was a way y'all could have pinned each other down, but I just felt like that was like that was an egregious
and it wasn't to knock it. It was just to recognize that there was teams as I mean they three-peated. They're the only team to three-peat in both decades, right?
I mean, they're a super team. Shoot, you said the San Antonio Spurs in 2014 was a super team. I was like,
What you mean? They got 4 Hall of Famers. What y'all talking about?
Oh, that is crazy. You think that they were Hall of Famers at that time? That's crazy.
Why of that caliber? Yeah.
At that time?
Yeah, we're talking about, we're still talking about Tony Parker. We're talking about Manu Ginobili. We're talking about Kawhi Leonard.
We go cook Kawhi. We go cook Kawhi Leonard. We go cook Kawhi Leonard.
Not to mention they had one of the greatest runs in NBA history that people don't give them respect for.
I mean, if you want to ride on that horse, I guess.
I mean, that was my premise. Like Dark was saying, that was my premise. That was my premise.
Kawhi not a Hall of Famer, man. Kawhi not a Hall of Famer.
Kawhi's a first ballot Hall of Famer
easily.
Nah,
I can't say that. But at that time in 2014, he definitely was not of that caliber.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard is definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer without a doubt.
He also said that the Mellow Knicks were better than the Denver Nuggets Knicks.
I didn't say that, George.
Yes, you did.
I never mentioned the Nuggets. I never mentioned the Nuggets.
I know, but you mentioned the Mellow Knicks, didn't you?
Yeah, because the Mellow Knicks were good and they were in the 2000s.
And what year? Okay, but wait a minute. You say what?
They were good and they were in the 2010s.
Okay, and so what about the Mellow Nuggets?
Herm should have brought that up, not you.
No, I'm asking you. So you stating that the Mellow Knicks.
That's not my job. I
don't have nothing. It said the 2000s against the 2010s. Am I right?
I brought up how good how many teams were good. And that Knicks team was a part of it. Wait, George, do you agree or do you not agree that the Mellow Knicks were one of the best teams in the 2010s?
They wasn't better than the Mellow Nuggets.
That's not what I asked you, my friend. Again, do you believe or do you not believe that the 2010s Knicks with Carmelo Anthony was one of the better teams of that decade?
No.
You don't believe that? Okay,
that's I don't believe that.
Exactly, because you don't know basketball.
No, I don't.
Basketball.
Where? Okay, you saying that?
I make people like George say stuff that don't make no damn sense.
Where did the Mellow Knicks finish in the playoff round?
They lost to the Miami Heat.
Depends on what year.
Okay.
Yeah, they made some runs.
Okay.
What did the Nuggets do? They made it to the Western Conference Finals and lost, right? That's
it. Yes, they did.
Okay, so making the Western Conference Finals means something to you?
It means more than losing in the first or second round.
But losing in the finals is bad. You are a funny man.
Losing in the finals?
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost in the finals to okay, man.
Again, you're gonna praise somebody for losing in the Western Conference.
No,
but you're gonna knock somebody for losing in the finals. I've heard you say it before, George.
I said said first, second round.
Again, you just praised the Nuggets for making the Western Conference Finals and losing,
Yep.
and you're gonna knock LeBron
And
for
I
making the
just
finals and losing.
no,
Exactly.
we're not talking about LeBron. We're talking
No,
about
but
Melo.
you would do that, and we've
you
done
can't
that.
change
You've
it.
done that,
You
and you
can't
said
change
that.
it.
I'm not changing it.
We're
I'm
talking
calling
about
you
the
for your
Melo Knicks.
inconsistency
We're
and your
talking about the
hypocrisy.
Melo Knicks and the Melo Nuggets.
Yes, the Melo Knicks are better. They had a
Okay.
better team. The Melo Knicks had Amari Stoudemire. They had Tyson Chandler. They had a great team. They had a Defensive Player of the Year. What are you talking about? They had a great
Compared to the
team.
Melo Nuggets,
The Melo Nuggets is not as great as the Knicks. The Knicks did a lot more. The Melo Nuggets had one good year.
does anybody else feel like that?
Nobody, don't look for nobody else to help you.
Yes,
This is
I
you and
am
I.
because you sounded crazy.
No,
Can
you
somebody
sound crazy.
What is that sound?
I don't know what that is.
What?
George is probably on the Android.
Oh man,
Sound like Sturdy. It sounds like Sturdy got a soundboard and he's gone bananas now.
I just want to know: does anybody agree that the Melo Knicks is better than the Melo Nuggets?
I just think that the Melo Nuggets accomplish more than the Melo Knicks. As far as being better, it depends what season are we talking. Because the only season I could even think that the Melo Nuggets have a conversation is 2012-2013 season.
Yeah, when Melo was when he got one MVP vote. I think
Yeah, the one
overall,
MVP vote. Which
yeah,
I still think LeBron should have been unanimous.
Again, that's not the
That's another
argument,
conversation.
and George
yeah,
wants to
no,
argue something that was never brought
No,
up.
no, and I agree with you. No, listen, hey Johnny, I agree with you, and that's why I'm trying to figure like what's the point of bringing up Melo
Because
specifically?
George don't like A. Johnny and Goat James Kingdom,
No, that
ladies and
has nothing to
gentlemen.
do with it. The
That's
statement
exactly
that you
what it is.
made,
He's a
you
Kobe
said that the
Bryant
Melo
fan and
Knicks,
cannot prove why Kobe Bryant's better than
you
LeBron
said
James.
that the
So he's
Melo
upset
Knicks
with Goat James
were a good
Kingdom and what
team
we
in the
do
2010s.
every day while he
That's
sits
just what
here
you said.
crying passing through Goat James
I
Kingdom,
told you he
knowing that A.
hollering.
Johnny be
He
cooking.
hollering. Look at
Of
him.
course I'm
He
gonna holler.
hollering.
That's what I do
Look at
best.
him. You better go
Yeah.
take your medicine.
I don't need medicine. I got you
Yes, you
to
do.
make me feel
You
better.
better go take your medicine.
Exactly.
You get the hollering when you get proved wrong.
You ain't proved nothing wrong. That's your opinion that you think
What if
Denver
it's
is
Dart
better
that
than.
got that soundboard all along?
That starts in
I'm
the
the one with the
childhood.
sound. I'm the one with the soundboard because I'm the only one that lives in the 2000s. The rest of y'all still stuck in the 90s.
That is crazy.
I've got a soundboard. I just haven't been using it. I'm trying to be courteous of the host.
Mm,
You should be.
Oh, wait.
This ain't your channel.
See, look
that
at
is
him.
crazy.
He's going off the rails.
You hear that?
Nah,
You know what?
No.
I'll do this, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't
Hey,
hear
Johnny has made his presence. Thank you, Sturdy. Thank you, Herman, for this great show that we have here. Shout out to everybody here in the panel as
He
well.
finna go cry to mama like on Friday.
No, wait. We got two G's, but so we gotta make sure we separate the G. The orange G is the guy who can't talk basketball. The other G is the guy who can. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great show. Y'all make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out all the shows that show up on FYF Sports Debate. Also subscribe to the channel. You know you can check us out on TikTok. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, Facebook. We're all over the place. And ladies and gentlemen, I am A. Johnny the Exposer. I am out of here.
That was my auntie's chain.
Exposed by the Exposer. Peace and blessings, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
yeah, blessings, man. Good debate. Good debate.
Whoa.
Salute.
I know that's not H from the UK.
that is H from the UK. I
That
saw
is
him in the
H from the
comments.
I
UK.
know that's not
I
my
ain't
boy
seen this
H,
boy in a
man.
minute. What's going on with you, big dog?
What's up, bro?
Man,
I'm
what's
good, man.
your
I'm good,
opinion,
man.
H from the UK, man?
What, on the debate or in general?
Both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah,
On the
you go ahead
debate,
and break it
I
down.
think
You go
Yeah,
ahead
on
and
the
break it
go ahead and
down.
debate,
start with the debate. Yeah, go ahead and start with the
on the
debate.
debate, I'll be honest, I'll just keep it short and sweet, man. Like, A. Johnny lost on the last round. I thought it was a draw up to that point. He just started just talking about his channel. I was thinking, yeah, you've lost me, man. Yeah, you lost just on that. But other than that, it was a good debate. I think A. Johnny started out stronger because I know Hearn's tactics to get A. Johnny in a how can I say, A. Hearn's tactic was kind of to lullaby A. Johnny, think that he's gonna start off weak, so he gives all of his hand, and then Hearn goes, okay, I see where you're going with this. I'm a play off that. So when A. Johnny started talking about that part with the parity, so then Hearn jumped on that and actually showed that compared to LeBron's era, because basically that's what it is. 2010s is LeBron's era. there's more nuance to the league or the era at that time, and that's to me that's undebatable. But A Johnny couldn't. Once it got into that part, A Johnny couldn't really come out of it, so we had to go down the road of the moments. But then again, Hearn just talking about the talent as well and showing. He didn't mention it, but I know what Hearn was trying to show when he brought up with the Iverson thing. He was trying to say basically that even though the 2010s had a lot more talent, which they actually did, there was a lot more failures. But A Johnny didn't really clock that. So then on the last round, he kind of ran out of information, hence why he just started rambling. So I like the tactic, Hearn. I like it. You kind of made him play. You kind of made him play into your hands, really. You wanted to see what he'd do in his first round, and you went down that road. I liked it. So,
That's a LeBron tactic.
Wait, yo,
Tactic.
yo, H, you really think?
First game and then just come back and beat him. Okay, huh?
Wait,
Look
H,
at you taking the
wait,
page
H, you
out of
really
yeah.
think
LeBron.
you really think the 2010s was more talented overall than the 2000s?
This is just me personally. If you're talking when you're talking about production in terms of overall talent, no. In terms of production, how much they produced, yes. When you look at, for instance, you got Harden, you've got Westbrook. When you actually look at their counting stats in general, you cannot deny like that talent's better than like a T-Mac or a Paul Pierce or something like that.
But
That
stats
yeah, just
don't translate over eras though.
okay.
Well, those eras are coincide in a sense, though. You know what I'm saying? So you could
The
kind of
2000s and
make those
2010s.
comparisons because
Okay.
they close. They close though, so you could kind of make those comparisons. Other
Well, hold
than
on,
like
That's
if
what
you're
Dart.
I
trying
Dart,
to
mean.
what do you
compare.
mean? Dart, what do you mean by the stats doesn't translate over eras?
Yeah, so specifically, if you want to look at the slower pace of play, the higher pace of play, that's an easy one. I know stat
Yeah,
nerds try to go and say, well, 100 possessions, not possessions, 100 possessions. I'm not from the South. Somehow that slipped
Yeah.
out though. Anyway, the whole point of it is that the 100%. I'm saying it again. Where am I from? I don't even remember anymore.
100 possessions.
Yeah,
100 possessions.
100 possessions. Is that when you go and you use these advanced metrics, it doesn't apply. You would have played a lot different. It's a whole different style of play. What I'm saying is, you take a raw 30 points and you take a raw 30 points. Let's say with and I don't even like using career averages, because if you look at guys that fall off at the end of their careers or the beginning of their careers, I'm trying not to go down a rabbit hole. The point of it is that if you look at a lot if you categorize different, if you want to say eras, I think the best way to do it is year by year to be more specific. However, if you look at the 2000s and then the vastly improved pace of play, or increased pace of play of the 2010s, the stats just don't make sense to equate them equally. If you look at it in a practical sense, because if you're having up to 10 plus more possessions per game, that's more points. And the style of play that they're playing, where it's more 3-pointers on top of it
But I
versus
think you
the
could. I
2-point
think,
shots.
but I think you could flip it though because of the defensive aspect. The defensive disparities are so different because when you look at the defensive ratings in the 2000s, it was 100 between 100. It was just basically around 100 and 100 and 105. But when you look at the 2010s, it's like 108 to 110. So you could look at that disparity. Yes, you can use the offensive aspect to elevate the 2010s, but defensively, I could cancel that out because it was a total different disparity defensively in the 2000s than it was in the 2010s. And they can't use the hand checking aspect because zone defenses and all that also was implemented in the 2000s. And so they had that same type of issue as well. So now, how can you separate it? And I think defensively, that's when you can cancel out what they'll bring up offensively. But in the 2000s, though, I could bring up offenses that actually influence what we saw in the 2010s, like the Don
I just
Nelsons,
Herm,
like the
Herm,
Don
Herm,
Nelsons
Herm,
and the
Herm.
Mike
I don't know if you,
D'Antoni's.
Herm, I don't know if you realize, but like he was arguing for your point.
Yeah, he
yeah,
was.
it's arguing for your point. Anyway, I just want to speak to this brother. What's his name? Dart. if that's the case, where do you have the stat lines for Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and Larry Bird in the 80s? Because that pace is around the same.
I get what you're saying, but it's not just that. There's also rule changes. There's other intangibles, the players that you're playing, the style of play that you're playing. If you look at the points themselves, especially within the last 10-ish years, the massive influx of three-point shots, that's a whole nother, I guess, I don't know the math to it exactly. But when you shoot that many more three-pointers, the points per game are going to increase as well. When you're taking more than one three-point shot per game, when you're taking, upwards of 4 3-point shots per game per player, the points are naturally going to evolve to that, let alone just the flopping aspects of it that they've tried to mitigate lately with the James Harden flop rule. I don't know if that's officially a thing, but that's essentially who they went and they tried to mitigate all this extra flopping that happened. And you could see the dramatic effect that it had, specifically with the player that a lot of people associated with James Harden with his point value production. Now, the point of it is that I don't think you can take a guy like George Mikan pre-shot clock era. Now, this is obviously like the biggest dramatic effect to this. But a guy like George Mikan that played half his career in the pre-shot clock era that averaged around 25 points per game. Are you going to say a guy that played in a 18 to 19 point game that still scored that on average has the same, statistical output, that those statistics mean the same thing as a guy who played in 2010? I don't think you can realistically say that without, just not either understanding how the rules were back then or just plainly lying about it.
But then that's where the eye test comes in, and actually seeing the players. So, for instance, you harped just on James Harden. James Harden wasn't the only player I mentioned. I mentioned Russell Westbrook as well, who wasn't a good 3-point shooter. So when you actually look at Russell Westbrook's production for the actual minutes that he played and the pace that he played, he actually broke, Oscar Robinson's triple-double record, who actually played at a faster pace. And when you actually talk about all statistics were actually calculated to a standard deviation, they actually had to change the calculation because he broke it. So how do we explain that then? That ability that Russell Westbrook actually had from an athletic standpoint, from a pace standpoint, from an energy standpoint, that when that's attributed to one single number or one standard deviation for the box score, they had to change the calculation for it. That's an example of talent. The old model and the old calculation that they had to change it to kind of adjust and make a balance for this new talent was coming in, because at the end of the day, the energy, the athleticism, the skill that they had in terms of being able to exploit defenses and just really honestly being a better offense, because the spacing of the game actually changed a lot of things, and that's attributed through talent. You can only exploit defenses, holes in the defense, through talent at the end of the day. And that's why they had to make the adjustments to a lot of the calculations they done. A lot of the players from the 90s
that's a
couldn't do
better
that.
argument for I think that's a better argument for like the last 4 or 5 years. I feel like it's even for the Westbrook, even for your Westbrook argument, like that team was not well spaced.
It was not.
It wasn't well spaced at all. And plus, I just think it's more impressive having teams that's hitting the record books in the 2000s defensively, like the Detroit Pistons, the San Antonio Spurs in 2005, the Boston Celtics in 2008. Like those type of units set a standard defensively historically. And so, like, even though, true, like offensively, like some of these players, like James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant with his efficiency in scoring and on low volume, like even though those type of players like set the standard offensively that was to come, I don't know if we're ever going to see a defensive standard, a defensive unit that's ever going to like reach the levels that Detroit, San Antonio, and Boston was able to touch all in that one decade.
Can I just rebut? Because I was asked a question. I just wanted to say two things real fast. The one thing with the offensive production is that with the offensive production in the 60s versus the 2010s and 2024s, there's a stark contrast of how they called offensive fouls. If you look at Wilt Chamberlain, that was one of the reasons why he didn't dunk on everybody he ever played against, is because they called offensive fouls a lot more liberally than they did in the recent years. And in the contrast to the recent years with the Russell Westbrooks of the world and the James Hardens, like you mentioned, they more liberally called defensive fouls when they were flopping. Now, besides that, lazily putting it this way, because you'd have to go into a whole thesis of this, you can only really judge about production values year by year because that's the only categorization that they have, because everyone is playing each other in that time and space. So otherwise, then you take a decade per se. That's why I mentioned eras before, but that's an even lazier way of saying that this is a general style of play that was happening over so many years. But when you go and you look year by year, that's how it goes. Now, in respect to Russell Westbrook, yeah, it's amazing. I'm not saying it's not, but and to what Herm was saying earlier, I think what he was getting at is that it's not just what I was saying with the pace of play and all that sort of stuff. It's a lot more nuanced than that. And in respect to I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but in respect to the formula that you mentioned, the point of it is that's why I don't like advanced stats, because for one, you can manipulate them, and they have been manipulated. I think box plus minus has 5 different versions. So I don't know. I don't have a lot of value in them. I'm not saying they're invaluable, but to just use that number and not put any context to it, because a lot of people, for a lot of those formulas, I'm not saying every formula, some of them are a little more simple, but a lot of those formulas are extremely complicated, and just to lean on something like that, I find, without truly understanding what it is. And for one, I don't think anyone really does other than mathematicians, and it's still nuanced to really compare what you were talking about, the eye test, to the formula. But that's all I got to say about that, is that the formulas are manipulated, and there's a lot more nuance to it in 2 sentences.
I like that you said that though, bro, because the first argument you said when I brought it up was talking about adjusting for pace, which is a mathematical formula. So you can't now say you don't like advanced stats, but then talk about.
I said that's why I don't like it. That's why I don't like it at first.
What I based it on initially was just counting stats from what you see. Either way, what Casual said, I agree with, and that's what I said from my premise from the beginning. When you talk about the overall talent in terms of teams, the 2000s is better. Because I don't look at defense as an individual concept. Defense is a team concept. One defensive player. There's only one defensive player I personally see with my eyes who has changed the whole defense, and that's Dwight Howard. Every other defensive player, I don't think they've changed it individually. But I believe that offensive player.
I think Ben Wallace did, though. I think Ben Wallace did, though.
That's wow. Team around
Tim Duncan, the 03.
Tim Duncan did.
Kevin Garnett did as well.
You could put Dennis Rodman in there too.
I don't think Dennis Rodman. I think Scottie Pippen was a good defender. And
he did in the 80s, though. A lot of people don't realize how much.
Nah, because you had Joe Dumars as well.
How good were those Pistons?
So Herm, in that aspect, the Pistons in the 80s, how can I put this? The anchor of that defense was more so Bill Laimbeer. The POA was Joe Dumars. Dennis Rodman was more so, how can I put this?
Defender, though.
Yeah, he was the most versatile. He was like,
he was more of a mercenary. He was a mercenary. You point.
He did both.
Literally, quite literally. If you needed, if Joe Dumars and Bill Laimbeer were covering the spread as far as the perimeter defense and the interior, Dennis Rodman was the safety that was just operating, probing around, looking to be able to expose the passing lanes, or looking to expose double team. He was looking to assist in double teaming the offensive player. That's what Dennis Rodman. That's the value Dennis Rodman brought.
Or draw fouls as well.
Drawing charges.
That's
Dennis Rodman's value.
Yeah, I know he changed the series for the Pistons and the Lakers because his defensive, what he did defensively on Magic Johnson, right? Y'all
We're not
know
we're
that
not
the reason.
disagreeing with that.
Y'all,
Nobody
No,
disagreeing
y'all
with that.
know, y'all know why they beat the Bulls in 7 games in one of those years because of what Dennis Rodman was doing
But
to
what
Scottie
did he
Pippen.
do and
What he
what did
was
he
doing to
do in
Scottie Pippen
impacting it
in
though,
that
Herm?
damn series. He was
Yeah.
he was impacted
What
on
did he
both
do in
sides of
impacting it
the.
though?
He was impacted for his guard. He was actually a nigga that y'all
No, shit hospital.
when y'all praise guys guarding 5 positions, that nigga was really doing it, man.
He
Yeah,
was
but
Yeah.
you
very
gotta
He
remember
was
impactful
not
On
doing
the
for
it
though.
in every
Mark
edges, he was
You
for
doing
position.
it.
gotta
Mark
remember.
McGuire to
That's
say
what I'm
let him
saying.
start over him.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, like the whole point of the how can I say the Pistons concept is this. They knew Jordan was very right hand dominated, so they pushed him left. Joe Dumas will push him left. Then what's it called? Dennis Rodman will come in for the trap. Jordan didn't want to go into Bill Lambert because he's gonna get slammed on his backside and probably injure himself. So it's that whole team's concept you have to take in place. But when you're pushing Jordan left and then you have to go for the double or the trap, now Dennis Rodman looks like the hero, but that's a whole team concept. If everyone doesn't buy into that, that doesn't happen. If Joe Dumas says, you know what, I can take Jordan one on one, and I make him drive right, and I just take him one on one, that whole team concept doesn't happen. It's a team effort. What literally stopped Jordan? What's his name? Isaiah Thomas has said it multiple times. Like that was the game plan. That's what they were told from. Is it Mark Daly who was the coach at the time?
Mm-hmm.
That's what. That's what.
Chuck Daly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's that was the concept. That was the team. That's a team ethos. Everyone had to buy into that. It's not just one man, and that's why I say again, the only person you could say Bill Russell, but I didn't see it with my eyes. The only player I've seen change a whole defense on his own on the impact of his defensive ability is Dwight Howard. No other player I've seen with my own eyes. Dwight Howard was a next level defensive player.
No.
I don't agree.
I think one aspect that gets underrated in regards to different eras. I do agree with Dart from this standpoint. We typically break down eras like by decade just to make it easier. But to be honest with you, eras are more so dictated by style of play. So what the biggest differentiator, the biggest difference maker of these style of play is the coaches. How
I agree.
innovative these coaches are. Because sometimes coaches and front office, because sometimes front offices they can get stagnant and try to copy other elite teams without having necessary personnel versus competent first office who utilize the talent they have and optimize it. And you can go multiple eras by that example. Let's for the 2000s. Let's stick to the 2000s and 2010s, right? For the 2000s, you had obviously Herm mentioned it, the Dallas Mavericks, the D'Antoni and the Joey Colangelo's sons. You also had the Shaq and Kobe Lakers with the Detroit Pistons, the Miami Heat, and even teams that wasn't successful like the the Sacramento
Yeah, the
Kings
Don
or the
Nelson Mavericks. The Don
Don
Nelson
Nelson
Mavericks.
Mavericks,
Mm-hmm.
or even the Pacers from the early 2000s. Like what makes these teams, what makes these eras special is the amount of diversity in styles, and that to me, that biggest influence is the coaching slash front office philosophy. When you understand as a team your circumstance and the type of personnel that you have, you build around that, and through building around that, you form a unique identity around that talent. Perfect example: the 2010s Miami Heat. Spo, what Herm? What's the name of that coach he visited? I think it was I think it was the head coach for the Chargers at that time.
Yeah,
Um,
he went to Kentucky.
yeah, he went to Kentucky. Basically, he took concepts from that football coach Spo and
Chip
applied
Chip
it.
Kelly.
Kelly.
That was named
Told the
Chip
same
Kelly.
thing.
There we go.
Chip
Thank
there
you,
we
Kelly.
go.
Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly, and he applied that same concept and adapting it to the pistol sets and the horn sets that the Heat are usually notorious running, and make it more so a spread offense. So now you see that team be one of the first teams to be a 4-out 1-in concept with maximizing a stretch big. people keep forgetting Chris Bosh went from a pivot two-way power forward to the one of the very first effective stretch power forwards who could play stretch five. I apologize. Who could play defense as well. That revolutionized the game that we've seen concepts to this day, and that's primarily due to the innovation of a coach like Spoelstra. And I think that aspect in particular gets overlooked when we talk about the eras, the innovation of these coaches and how they can influence not only the style of play, but also the rules.
I agree. The only part I'd say though, Sturdy, where I may disagree was when you said that he was one of the first effective stretch bigs what could play defense. We just mentioned Bill Lambert just before. He could do the same. But I
Forget
hear
about
the
David Robinson too.
no, David Robinson couldn't stretch
Bob
the floor.
Pettit.
David Robinson could dribble, and y'all got to be crazy, bro.
Yeah,
He
Bob
can hit
Pettit
the mid
could.
range, but he couldn't stretch
Bob,
the floor like Bosh
Bob
though.
Pettit was shooting 3-point range
I'm
at
gonna
the
tell
time. Go look.
He
Go
wasn't
look
stretching
it
the
up.
floor like Bosh though. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
go
I'm gonna
back. You'll
tell
be surprised.
Understand,
Go.
overall, I understand what you're trying to say, Sturdy. So I do agree with the overall premise. I think here's the question then, Sturdy. Do you think who do you think then, just to nail down your point, do you think the 2010 coaches were better? Or do you think the 2000s were better in terms of adapting to rule changes? I'd say.
I think the 2000s primarily because there was such a people understand, bro. The 2000 went through like three phases of style of play. That was the very beginning when the pace was actually at its slowest in NBA history, and there was no zones yet. Versus when zone implementation start following through, and then you had another flux of talent where teams start developing counters to zone defenses. So because of those rule changes set by Joey Colangelo in committee at that time with the implementation of the zone, I think the coaches of the 2000s were just forced to adapt more. And shout out to Hearn for mentioning this too. The influx of talent that was coming in the 2000s decade was a huge game changer and required a lot of adjustments. It wasn't just that 96 draft and the 03 draft. It's the drafts that came right before it and right after it that was blossoming too, i.e. the Sacramento Kings at that time, i.e. the Dallas Mavericks with Don Nelson, i.e. even the Milwaukee Bucks, who don't get talked about enough for the 2000s as well for their innovative play with Glenn Robinson, Sam Cassell, and Ray Allen.
Yeah.
So I think to reiterate my answer to your question again, I think the 2000s the coaches were forced due to the circumstances and rule changes. They were forced to adapt more than the 2010s.
And I want people to realize Don Nelson was doing those zones with the Dallas Mavericks as well. A lot of people don't realize he was throwing them zones out there in the 2000s. Once they made that rule change, he instantly made those instances that he started playing zone defense with those Mavericks teams with Steve Nash or Dirk Nowitzki. So it was a lot of different. It was a lot of different
So the
things that the
legend.
2000s brought. A lot of people really don't realize how much the influence of Don Nelson is basically used in the 2010s and used currently now. Don Nelson is got a big, and D'Antoni, whether people like it or not, those two coaches got a big influence on what goes on in the 2010s and even now. Offensive, especially offensive.
That's a fact, you know where Don Nelson came from, though. So, hey, man,
You
where
know
you
I
came
know.
from.
You know I know.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, man. That coaching tree. I ain't gonna.
Go shit on these niggas. You got the right to, man.
You know what I mean? Don Nelson, if y'all didn't know, Celtic legend. You know what I mean? He hooped too. He did this coach. He played also. You know what I mean? So hey, he was coached well. You know what I mean? And use his experience. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, man. It's out of Don Nelson.
So Sturdy, I had a question about because you were talking about the influx of talent, and this is not to say that people weren't talented, but I think that what you had said something that I think is more important to how the game is developed now, which I've been trying to make with I'm sorry, sir, I forget your name, but UK something. However they
H
were
from
addressing
the UK. You talking about H from the UK?
H from the UK. I think what really drove the change of the 3-point shotting and being able to do the Allen Iverson-esque carrying of the ball. I was in the FYF Discord channel, by the way, earlier, and I was watching James Harden carry the ball every 2 steps before he got up past the half court. My point is that I think a lot of the play style is not I'm not saying these guys aren't talented. I think it has more to do with the rule changes that you're able to see this display like you would illustrate it, Sturdy, versus necessarily that people magically got better at basketball. I think they've just been programmed to play a certain way based off of the foundation of the NBA being, quote unquote, the standard, especially in American basketball, versus necessarily, and there's obviously more people in the world and all of that, so you can attribute it to that. I'm not going to deny that aspect, that there's a bigger pool of general people to pull from. But I don't think that necessarily the skill sets have gotten better. I think they've adjusted to the rule sets. Is that something? Do you all agree with that, or do you think just people just magically in 10 years just got extremely better at basketball?
No, I agree.
No, the rules have a huge influence on style of play and what you're allowed to do, and like we all understand this. But let's this from this fundamental aspect, Dart. Like a player is not going to practice anything they're not allowed to do. Like we seen, like perfect example, with James Harden. Well, y'all remember that the preseason when he tried the fake pass step back 3.
Yeah.
If they didn't call that, guess what he would have done? He would have kept doing it, right? So it's the same concept with with most skills and abilities. It's just what does the rules allow you to do? That's why, like, believe it or not, the travel rule has been the same on paper, but the way it has been officiated has been more lax. So now you could, like, since the beginning of time, you can always, as long as you pick up the ball or establish a pivot, you can take as many steps between dribbles as much as you want. But now they're a little more lax on it. So that's why you have things like a 0 step or extra gather step, as some people like to call it as well, because simply put, the refs isn't as, how can I put it, stringent on certain rule changes. You feel me? So I think Dart is 100% correct on that aspect. And that's another reason why the Phoenix Suns in the 2000s has such a huge advantage, because Joey Colangelo, right after he left the NBA committee, after implementing the rule changes and allowing the zone to come in, he immediately went to the Phoenix Suns front office and helped establish that roster right after his departure. So definitely rules have a huge influence on style of play and ability. Huge influence.
No, that was a very good answer, man. I would even add on to that, man. Leave it.
Hey, man, I'm sturdy, bro. You know how it is, man. I'm sturdy. Yeah. But nevertheless, I think before we get everyone's final takes on this subject, because we're gonna talk about the Clippers lawsuit. In your opinion, if you would took the best, who's the best team of the 2010s, and who's the best team of the 2000s?
Are we talking a full 15-man roster, or like just the best?
However you want to interpret that question. What team was the best team in the 2010s? What team was the best team in the 2000s?
2017 Golden State Warriors and 2010s is like the answer.
Definitely
Which year specifically?
I said 2017, nigga. What?
2017 Warriors and what Lakers?
I think the
2001.
I think the 2000 Lakers were the best.
I think the 2000 Lakers was the best.
You could make that comment. You can make that argument, but I just think that the 01 Lakers had significantly better shooters, especially in the playoffs.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because you had Glenn Rice and Mitch Richmond and all that.
And I'll take peak. Shaq, who's far more attentive on defense over 2001.
Shaq was like 95% of that 2000 version. He's like right there, in like a tier below.
Come on now.
Unfortunately, it's one of them Laker teams. Unfortunately, it's the best team.
Casual. I'm the one that told you that Shaq was going to decline a little bit after that season. So
I mean, Rick Fox was cold too, though. Rick Fox was a 3-and-D player, unfortunately. Horace Grant was still balling. You forget him. We were balling on one.
Well, I just think that Kobe also just took like an elevation in his game from 2000 to 01. Because honestly, that boy was cold.
That's
That postseason run doesn't
like people don't talk about how cold Kobe
he
was.
that's when he got his own spin off. That's when he got his own spin off.
I'm a Spurs fan, so I'm going to say the 2003 Spurs. A lot of adjustments that the Lakers made. They ended up going back to the finals.
It's one of the best championships, but is that one of the best teams?
They won the best defensive.
Hey, you know what? You know what, man? You know what, man?
That's actually 05. Actually 05
Yeah, I was about to
Spurs.
say Herm. That's factually incorrect. 2003 is not.
If I really think about who the best team in the 2000s,
they were better than 05 though to me though.
You can
think that, but factually that is not true.
Always Celtics.
I'm going 08 Celtics. Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Why not? Why not?
Sir, you heard her. Well, it don't matter about facts. I believe 03 was better than 05.
But I don't believe that. I don't believe the 08 Celtics. Why not?
Oh my days, man.
You know, defense
anything possible. Anything possible.
Defense. They had gone.
Anything possible.
It would have been impossible for y'all to stop Shaq. Yeah, it'd have been impossible.
All right.
Yes, it would have. KG could stand up to Shaq. Don't do that.
We got the original KP out there. We had the original KP out there. All right.
Don't do that.
We had the Shaq. I'm sorry.
We had the original KP out
Don't
there.
do that.
Nah, but the Celtics had bodies that they could throw.
Hey, hold up.
Yeah, nothing.
They showed be thrown. They will be thrown. You're right.
One mic.
Hey, Kendrick Perkins had to set you on check. He was on playback not so long ago. He said, "Look at my playoff numbers compared to Rudy Gobert, one of the all-time great defender. You better do some research on Kendrick Perkins."
I just have one question, and then I'll let everyone else go. Yeah, I'm about to say I was gonna bring up the Joe Johnson Hawks in 08, pushing all 7.
Next, true.
Yeah, I was about to give.
Nah, Kendrick Perkins was a good. Kendrick Perkins was one of the best defensive centers at the time. I ain't gonna think he's gonna stop Shaq, but like, I mean, we got a front court defense that I mean, listen. We do have a front court. That front court defense was very. Let's slow down. It ain't like Shaq getting 50 points on us. Like you act like come on now. Like
he ain't gonna average 50.
He couldn't do shit. He couldn't do nothing.
Could he average 40 though?
Nah, he give you 20. He give you 28. He give you 28. That's all we. Hey, he give you 28.
It took 3 of y'all to stop Kobe. Come on, bro, get off it.
2000 Shaq 28 was a downside.
First of all, we ain't gonna speak on Kobe because we all know.
It took 3 of y'all to stop Kobe. Come on, bro, come off of that.
Everybody cooked his ass too. We ain't forget. Everybody cooked his ass too. And you get it too. You want the chicken, you want the shrimp, or you want the fries.
All I want to say is Al Gasol is not Shaq, bro. I'm sorry. Like what y'all did to Pal, y'all not doing.
We had the DPO on our team. Let's not act like KJ. Let's not act like KJ in the challenge.
He linked
7 games.
Let's not act like
Did
KJ.
you just mention? Hold on. What did Shaq do to that DPOY in 2000? I'm trying to figure.
There we go, man. Oh,
RP to Kembe.
What did he do?
RP to Kembe ain't the same.
What did he do?
RP to Kembe ain't the same. This a different sandwich. This a different. Listen, you know what I mean? Listen, man, that's a whole different flavor. Listen,
you're right. Kendrick Perkins is not Mutombo. You are correct on that.
I'm just saying, KG. Also, what's one thing that Shaq don't like to do? Guard that pick and roll. We gonna listen. We gonna put that man in pick and roll. Hey, he gonna have to do something.
Yo, that's why you gotta
listen.
You go back and watch that. Listen. You go back and watch that 2001 Lakers team. They were locked in the playoffs from both sides of the ball, bro.
Just because Rick Fox had an X Carroll don't mean. Listen, I don't care about none of that.
Them dudes were covering. Like Shaq was on his best behavior in terms of rim protecting, but also all the perimeter players, not just Kobe. Derek Fisher and D Fox doing a great job getting around screens. Don't worry, big fella. We got you.
First of all, Derek Fisher couldn't guard him then.
They had a lot of clutch shooting for Glenn Rice. Glenn Rice was knocking down a lot of time the shot.
Man, we got Glenn too. So what you saying? We got Glenn too.
I'm talking about
I
Big
wanted
Big
to.
Baby.
Baby.
No, you
I'm talking
don't.
about
Oh,
Big
Glenn,
Big
Baby.
you
Baby. Big
talking about the
Baby.
criminal? You talking about the
You talking
criminal?
about
Hey,
Glenn?
hey,
You talking about
he
Glenn
gonna be a
from
criminal.
State?
They gonna treat
I
him like a
wanted.
criminal how he do the Lakers, though. He gonna be treated like a criminal how he do with the Lakers.
I wanted to add for a
You know
2010s
Shaq is
team. I
sheriff,
think
right?
it's. I,
Hey, Glenn David did buy Slam Shaq when he was 13.
I
Wait,
wanted to add with the 2010s team, a team that's also a Spurs team, but that really gets overshadowed. I think it's hard to
2014.
argue with that 2017 team, but that 2014 redeemed Spurs team had a really good regular season record, and they have the record for the biggest disparity of points of all time. And for me personally, at that time, the year before, just stomping LeBron the next year, it was poetry in motion for me for that 2014 season. Since you had asked the 2010s, I just wanted to put my second piece out there.
That 2014 team is underrated. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's
Though. You
underrated,
cooking
yeah.
with this.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
one of the
like
all-time great shooting teams I've
the
seen
Spurs.
in the finals.
Really,
Nobody
to
want
tell
to
you
admit this, but the
13 and
Spurs,
14 was tight.
yeah, the Spurs always gave the Warriors problems, and people don't that go under wraps for the 2010s because the only time we see them go head to head in the 2010s was I think it was
2015,
2017, but
2015, bro.
Kawhi obviously got sabotage. You know what I'm saying? So
Zaza.
Zaza.
they
Boy,
was
But
up.
that's
Hey, they was up by almost 30
y'all
up
boys
till
need
that
but
to
that's
stop.
the
point.
reason why
So
I think the Raptors
I
should have
mean,
been.
but you gotta
That's
realize
the
the
reason.
Rockets almost beat that 2017 team,
no,
and then
they almost beat that 2018 team. There's two
It
yeah,
was
different
18. It
teams.
was
18, yeah,
18.
it
It
was
was 18.
18.
It was 2018.
Tony
Also,
Parker,
Herm, I
Boris
think we're
Diaw, Matt
forgetting that
Barnes.
Iguodala played a big factor in them even pushing it to 7 because he was hurt.
I mean, they was hurt too, though. To be fair, there, Chris Paul. I mean, hey,
Chris
I
Paul
mean,
got hurt
Chris
in Game
Oh,
Paul
5.
was
Yeah,
hurt.
but
Chris
that
Paul.
was a year after. I think
Yeah, that was
now he
2017.
still was dealing with an injury though, with some type of. I don't know. I mean, regardless. I
Nah,
mean,
he
he had
missed
a
Game 7. He
fractured
missed
hip.
Game 7.
yeah, I'm about to
He missed
say
game
he
yeah.
still.
7.
6 and 7. Chris Paul missed
He had
Yeah.
the
And the
hamstring.
game
He had the
6
Rockets,
and
hamstring
and
7.
this
injury.
what make
It
it
was a
bad.
3-2.
With a
The Rockets
hamstring
had
injury.
that
Hamstring
game under
injury.
Was it a
He
control.
had the
hamstring injury?
hamstring.
I thought
It was
he
a hamstring.
fractured his hip.
Nah,
No,
hamstring,
it was just a
hamstring.
hamstring. It was a
Damn,
hamstring.
you know
Because
he on
remember
this.
after game 5, he got like an and one. They were going to transition and he was holding his hammy.
Oh yeah, Jamal talking about Chris Paul. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh yeah.
I gotta ask y'all this, and I'm gonna start off with True with this, man. End of the day, y'all, it's a lawsuit out there with the Clippers. His
Mm-hmm.
former trainer suing the Clippers right now. But I think it's suspicious to me, honestly, due to the fact worked with the Spurs prior. He known Kawhi Leonard since 2009, basically. So to me, how y'all feel about this lawsuit? Is the indictment more on the Clippers or is it more on Kawhi Leonard? Because there's always something with this cat towards the medical staff.
I think it's
That
both.
nature. How you feel?
It's both in my opinion.
Um, somebody got echo too.
Yeah, yeah somebody's echo.
I will
Y'all
say
still
this.
hear Echo?
No, we good. We good.
Nah,
No,
you
yeah.
good.
Yeah, you good cook.
I'll say this, Herm, though, man. Everybody guilty. Fine them, suspend, do what you gotta do. Take away draft picks, throw it away the key, man. I mean, it is. Listen, I blame Clippers and Kawhi. They are. Listen, Kawhi. The Clippers. They allowed the behavior. They listen. They gave Kawhi Leonard the contract. You know what I mean? Kawhi didn't have a gun and say, "Hey, pay me." They didn't do that. They both agreed to, "Hey, we want you to be the franchise player." Kawhi said, "Bet." You know what I mean? And I'm from LA. Cool. That being said, I mean that person getting fired because they trying to do their job. That ain't right. And I'm not being honest. I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? I am not surprised. Let's not forget. Um, RP Jerry West. I do gotta say this, RP Jerry West. But let's be real. I mean, not so long ago. Matter of fact, on this channel, I think Lamont covered a story about Jerry West and them doing some undercover tampering to get Kawhi Leonard to the Clippers. Not you know what I mean. Before he got there, he was it was some type. I forgot the dude's name. It was the phone call got leaked. He basically the dude that helped um Kawhi Leonard and his uncle make the deal to get him to the Clippers, right? And Jerry West promised to give the dude money, and Jerry West never paid up. So that phone call leak, I think it's still on TMZ. I think it's still on TMZ, whatever. So I mean, Clippers have done some questionable things surrounded by Kawhi Leonard and things of that nature at this point. Because I mean, hey, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't. I think me personally, you ask me, Herm, take away the draft. Well, they don't got no more draft picks, but let's take some more draft picks. You know what I mean? Take some more draft picks. Find these dudes.
He said they ain't got no more
I don't know
draft.
because now this is if this is true, because the person for the medical staff trying to do their job, and you talking about if for example, hey, I think he ready to play, fired. You know what I mean? If that was type of situations like that, I mean, dang. I mean, it definitely is some. It's definitely shady. It's something fishy, man. That's all I gotta say with that.
My thing is, if they knew Kawhi was this injury prone, because okay, there are things out of Kawhi's control with the concussion. If the Clippers knew that Kawhi had a concussion and they still allowed him to play back in 2022, I think that's crazy. But any of the initial circumstances that Kawhi went through, the Clippers knew about. They knew about this. They at the very least they knew about this illegal procedure that they wanted him to have on Kawhi. They basically allow Kawhi basically get away with what he has been doing up until this point, and they are just a cursed organization overall. So whatever happens to that organization deserves for them to have everything that comes to them. In my opinion, Kawhi and them are just a match made in heaven, or I guess in this case hell.
It's the Clippers organization.
I ain't gonna lie before somebody else go though. I ain't gonna lie. If I'm Steve Ballmer, I'm suing Kawhi Leonard as we speak. I ain't even gonna
That's
waste
nasty
another day.
word.
I'm suing Kawhi Leonard.
But y'all paid him the contract, huh? So you gonna take back that money after paying
I'm
him?
I'm assuming. I'm assuming.
Yo, let,
How can
let
you
me
sue
let me
him
go
though
look.
if you as an organization
We got an echo, guys.
yeah, it's somebody there.
That's H. That's H.
So, so my thing is they can't sue the Clippers.
Can you
Like
mute
that's
him?
my thing. Well, I'm sorry. The Clippers can't sue Kawhi because he got fired, Randy Shelton, because of the illegal procedure that they were trying to put on Kawhi, and because he did not want to do it, hence why he had gotten fired. So they can't sue Kawhi for this because they pretty much already signed off on it. So you just look kind of bad trying to sue the guy that you approved to have the illegal procedure, but you fired the guy that didn't want to do it.
I think it's the Clippers organization because to all that said, it's on the Clippers organization. They deserve to be sued. They put the guy in a bad place, excuse me. They fired him. I mean, yeah, it's definitely the organization's fault. Kawhi is just trying to. I'm not saying. I won't go down that rabbit hole. The organization should get sued.
Shit, Kawhi Leonard should get sued. Let's be honest, he full of shit, man. It's a setup the whole time. When you got somebody, man, that was part of the Spurs organization when he was there with the Spurs. He's with the Clippers now. He done seen these stints of Kawhi Leonard going through this medical shit with it. They always try to put it on the team. And it's not a coincidence, man. If that's the case of everything, let's just say it is the team's fault. Don't you know it's gonna expose the whole goddamn league and expose every damn team in the association?
I agree with you, huh?
So end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. With how careful these teams are, with how careful these organizations are, they really gonna cross their T's, y'all. They ain't gonna fuck up like that for his medical staff and with these labor laws when it comes to these workers and stuff, they not gonna fuck that up. So honestly, man, I think Kawhi Leonard just full of shit. I think he's cheated these fans. I think he's cheating the league. I think he's cheating anybody that ever supported the Clippers. He's cheating them since he's been there. And I just think this cat don't give a damn about the game of basketball. I just think he's content. I just think he's all about money. And I think at the end of the day, he try to take advantage of certain things because he know he can. He's quiet, so a lot of people don't have a feel of him. So they could sell certain shit like this, and people go give his ass benefit of the doubt. Honestly, man, he full of shit. It's a coincidence that this man played all those games. Soon as ass got the contract, he's sending out games for the rest of the season and sending out the whole postseason. And then when he did play, he looked so damn bad that he just said, fuck it, I'm going to sit out the rest of the series against Dallas. Because honestly, if he would have had a good game the first game he came back, his trick ass would have played. But since he didn't do good, his trick ass chose to go ahead. Well, let me take advantage of this shit and just sit out. Man, end of the day, he's a buffoon. Y'all got bamboozled. And the only reason he limped his way through the 2019 playoffs was because he was up for a contract and he was trying to get the max money then. So end of the day, when it comes to Kawhi Leonard, when his contract is up, he's gonna play all the games. He's gonna give you max effort. But outside of that, once he get that money, he's saying fuck y'all. As the fans, Clipper Nation, Kawhi Nation, he's saying he giving the middle finger to y'all ass. He's saying fuck the Clippers organization, and he's saying fuck the NBA. In my opinion, Kawhi Leonard is the most overrated superstar in NBA history. I think Kawhi Leonard is not a Hall of Famer, shouldn't make the Hall of Famer.
Okay.
And we should not let this man get away with the bullshit that he's doing. He's cheating the fucking game of basketball, man. I hate that people letting him get away with this shit.
I can't
Cook your
believe
food. Cook your food. Cook your food. Cook your food.
I have comments on that, but I'm gonna let somebody else go.
Nah, he low key told the truth.
Real fast. I
He
can't
not a
believe
Hall
you
of Famer,
curse
nigga.
and
Yeah, the Hall of Fame crap. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't believe that either.
I can't believe you called him a buffoon. That was just extremely mean.
Well, hey, but guess what? He's been mean
Thank
to
you,
the
my good
Clipper
friend.
fan base that spending millions of dollars to support his
Herm putting
ass
Hall of Fame numbers
by,
right now.
by buying them ugly ass New Balances, supporting him, buying them damn jerseys with his name on it,
I still don't
buying
think he's the
NBA
most
League
overrated
Pass to
superstar, though.
support his ass. So hell, it's not mean. He's cheating that fan base. He's cheating anybody supporting the Clippers. And he's cheating the NBA because a lot of people is trying to make him a rival towards LeBron. You seen how that worked out. And they had a nerve to try to put the nigga over LeBron at one point. The nigga is nowhere near LeBron James. He should never be mentioned in that ilk. He shouldn't be mentioned in the same breath as Kevin Durant. He just a role player that got lucky. That's what he is.
Damn.
A role
Bro,
player
Don
that got lucky.
DeMarco.
True, I
Don
know you like
DeMarco.
this. True, I know you love this right now, bro.
Listen, man. He cooked. Listen, Herm putting on Wilt Chamberlain numbers right now. I don't know if y'all listen. Hey, listen, y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that like button.
What did I miss?
Listen,
I
man.
stepped
Hey,
away.
man. He Herm put Wilt number. He tell like, listen, now it's a little. Is he a Hall of Famer? Listen, talent. What? Listen, Herm.
Yes.
Listen, I ain't trying to speak for Herm, but talent wise, but y'all missing the point. Herm say he's not a Hall of Famer because of the BS. He's cheating the game, man. And I'm gonna be real with you though, bro. It is a pattern, man. It is getting disgusting. It is a pattern. Cause I ain't gonna lie, he due for extension. What the next season? No, I ain't gonna lie. Now he gotta get canceled. I ain't gonna hold you because it is a pattern. Okay, when you due for a contract, now all of a sudden you want to play or you want to do this and that. But you know what I mean? Listen, man. Herm is telling the truth, man. I'm gonna be real with you. If I was a Clipper fan, dog, listen, man, get off my team. Like I'll boycott. Hey, listen, what's the dude name? Who the biggest Clipper fan? What's his name?
Clipper Durant.
Clipper Darrell, man. Y'all listen, man. See, if it was listen, man. I'm boycotting, man. Y'all, all them people that fans with the free throw line, that y'all need to put F Kawhi in them seats because this is crazy. Like this is
True, that is
listen,
disgusting.
man.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Was you know what's disgusting? What Kawhi Leonard doing right now, cheating the game, man. Cause listen,
No, the only part I agree with you on is that fact that knowing he was hurt, he went to the Olympics. That's the only thing I'm just like.
just for a picture, he did it just because he wanted to be in. See, this is how disgusting. See, this is what he did though. It's all money. It's all money. It's all money to him. Cause guess what? They're gonna look at, you know what I mean?
In terms of him tearing his meniscus, tearing his ACL, like he was actually hurt for those years. Like,
well, to be fair, they still let Joel Embiid play, so like they didn't really.
I mean, that's a whole different part of the menu. But we gonna go on Kawhi Leonard. That's a whole different episode another day. But Kawhi Leonard though, I mean, listen, dog. I mean, it's a dirt. Listen, man. He been playing a dirty game. I'm not saying he don't have real injuries, but he definitely the milk him, in my opinion. You're not going to tell me you can't play certain games. You're not going to tell me he couldn't play at all in that series last year. You
No, but
couldn't tell me he couldn't.
no, but so my thing is like he's actually physically tried and he just couldn't do
Well,
it.
do we know that for a fact?
Nah, he
Didn't
just
say.
The whole
played
medical,
bad.
no,
He
come
just
on, the whole
played
medical
bad. He
staff.
used
I
those
don't want to hear
stats
that, bro. I'm saying, bro. Listen, I'm gonna say
No,
this.
he wasn't
Listen,
playing bad though. He
shout
wasn't
out to
playing bad.
Paul Pierce. Listen, I'm gonna give the shout out to
To me,
Paul
he
Pierce,
wasn't,
man.
but to
Hey,
his
listen,
standards, he
shout out
wasn't.
to Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce got stabbed up,
Mm-hmm.
almost lost his life. Played 82 games, literally the next 2 months of the season before the season started, and played all 82 games. This man Kawhi can't play with a bruised knee. Get out of here, bro.
Why you giving bonus points
in
for
the
Paul
NBA
Pierce being
Finals.
stupid?
No, this is the point though.
Say it
The cheating
again.
of the game. The cheating of the game. He's cheating the game. That's the one. I can name you plenty of examples of dudes. I've seen Isaiah Thomas play with almost a broken ankle in a fight. Like he's cheating the game, bro. I mean, it is because it is a
He missed the
pattern where
next
like,
game. What are you talking about?
On meniscus. What do you?
hey,
I got to cook these bum. I got to cook this bum in the chat. Is saying that I'm mad because BJ cooked me. BJ would never cook me. I cooked him in the debate. I ended this goddamn Clipper shit that he got going on. Every time we do a video, it's about 13 motherfuckers viewing this video because he full of shit. He doesn't know what he talking about. I don't give a damn how many guests he get on that motherfucker. He don't know what the hell he talking about. He just a Kawhi fanboy that just want to sit up there and make excuses because his bum ass been a failure. Because if this was LeBron James and this was Kevin Durant, this was Steph Curry, we would have been putting their ass to the fire. But since this is Kawhi Leonard, we want to make excuses. We want to blame the medical staff. We want to blame Lawrence Frank. We want to blame Tyronn Lue. That's what y'all bitch ass niggas do. Because when it comes to any other player, they're blaming the player. Let LeBron James would have been doing the same shit Kawhi Leonard do. Don't you know how many motherfuckers would have been salivating to cook him? Hell, I would have been salivating to cook on LeBron James if LeBron James was doing the bullshit Kawhi Leonard was doing. End of the day, man, we gotta stop making excuses for that bitch ass nigga. This nigga cheated the game. He cheated y'all goddamn nut huggers that's loving his bitch ass. And bitch ass shouldn't be mentioned in any type of top 20, top 30, whatever the hell you want to put him at.
hey,
Hell,
cook your food.
he's not even a goddamn Hall of Fame. To me, goddamn it, he full of shit, man. That nigga not even top 50 because of the shit he be on.
He ain't top 25. Listen,
I believe
man.
Hall of Fame stuff.
And
He's
Winston
not top
Taylor, fuck
25,
you.
man.
Well,
Put
he's
them
literally,
caps
he's
on.
literally,
Top
he's
75.
literally top 75. Like, there's nothing you can do
Not
about it. It's
Hey, guess what?
factually, he's
Hey, guess
top
what? Hey,
75 player.
me and Herm gonna have a boy. What's the jump
I'm not
called?
entertaining this.
Boy,
Y'all
not
boycotting the
boycott.
top.
What's the
Y'all
We
boycotting the
protesting
top
that.
75 list.
We protesting that.
And Darren
Disgusting
KTB.
right
We
now. I ain't gonna hold
protesting
you.
that.
And Darren
Believe this.
KTBs, guess what? I had the last laugh, Darren KTBs, when all the Clipper fans were celebrating the December and January. They all had that pom-pom still trying to say Herman don't know what he's talking
They
about.
won 25 straight games. Yep.
Herm had the
Yep, they're
last
hyping up.
motherfucking laugh. And Herm told you they were going to do. They were going to lose to Dallas in the first round. I called that shit a month ahead of time. And the bitch
Sure you
ass
did.
is lost. And they made excuses left and right then. End of the day, BJ ain't cooked shit. BJ don't know what the hell he talking about. He could dick ride all these motherfucking fake ass interviews he get that he got to pay these niggas to come on this shit.
Man.
I don't give a damn what the fuck he do. End of the day, he full of shit. He ain't no Clipper insider. He don't know shit about basketball. He just a fucking fanboy that's up there cap for a bitch ass nigga that don't be available for his goddamn team. For a bitch ass nigga that don't give a fuck about the game of basketball. For a bitch ass nigga that's sitting up there taking money for fans, taking money for the city of LA, taking money for the NBA. And goddamn it, the Clippers built that goddamn stadium over there in Inglewood for no motherfucking reason. That bitch asses need to go back to San Diego and leave it at that. Cause y'all bitch asses don't deserve to be in LA. Kawhi Leonard, you need to retire. Stop being selfish. Do what Brandon Ward did. Brandon Ward recognized his body wasn't gonna hold up. His ass retired. Your bitch ass need to realize your body ain't gonna hold up. Retire, motherfucker. Stop stealing money. You know your bitch ass ain't gonna play to the level that you used to no
Another
more.
three.
You know that shit
Another
over.
three. Yo, Herm is really cooking. Right, listen, Memphis
Damn,
barbecue,
you came
man.
out with a whole quadruple double right now, Oscar.
Hey, I got the oxtails, the yam. What shit? The oxtails. I got the green. Listen, man,
You get the Mac.
and man, the Mac and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling. Listen, and Kawhi Leonard. Listen, man, Herm cooking. Listen, Herm telling the fact. Listen, this is if we all love the game of basketball. Why are we defending Kawhi Leonard, man? Why are we defending Kawhi Leonard?
No. It's not defending Kawhi, but
If
I'm
you
just
love the
trying to be as
game,
objective. I'm trying to be objective about the times he was injured and the times he wasn't. That's all I'm saying. You can't say that he was stealing the entire time. Come on now. There was some times he was legitimately hurt. That's all I'm saying.
Tony Parker was right, man. Tony Parker told
Shout out to TP,
I
man.
went back to Tony Parker when it came to his own injuries. That is insane.
He told the fucking truth.
That was out of character from Tony Parker, dude. So like that should be that should tell you, but
I just
want to
tell
you something though.
True, I just want to know. True, I just want to know where is CEO Sturdy at when you need him? Where did he go? Because he's supposed to be a PG-13 show, and
my fault. I don't know.
Herm just pointed out like 16,000.
Hell no, nigga.
Went straight to
this full core press, nigga. What are you talking about? Hell no.
And I'm gonna tell you this for anyone of y'all bitch ass niggas that try to say BJ cooked me, BJ ain't cooked shit. Cause you wanna know why? BJ bitch ass got cooked so bad by me. His bitch ass put me on block. His bitch ass don't let me on this platform no more. Cause I was cooking his ass every goddamn day. Hell, he don't let True, Sturdy, and none of them motherfuckers on because they know he gonna.
That ain't true. Hold on. That ain't cool. You can. I mean, I've been on last time I was on there. I could go on there.
He gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, I ain't been on no.
You still cooking or you still cooking?
No, Thomas. I'm not gonna Thomas.
I'm just saying you still cooking. I'm just saying we just gotta put it out there. I ain't listen.
No, the cooking's crazy right now, but I ain't gonna lie.
You still cooking though, huh? I'm just gotta put it out there. I mean,
the food right now.
But I will say this though, like shout out to BJ.
No, I ain't got me personally. I ain't got no beef with BJ or Bruce, but like Thomas was the nigga that blocked me.
Yeah, I have no problem over there and pull up. Shout out to pull up. It was like we had a great conversation over a month ago. But I will say this, and I told you this too though, BJ. Stop believing in Kawhi Leonard, man. Stop believing him. Listen, man. Come to the light.
Not him getting to the light. Too.
I'm not doing this.
Come to the light, man. Stop believing in Kawhi, man. And also stop believing his knees. Listen, man. Kawhi ain't it. Shout out to my man Renegade in the zone of the building. That's his term. That's his term. He made it up. Shout out to coach. Hey, listen, Kawhi needs to quit, man. Kawhi ain't it. Listen, man, he not equipped. He ain't it. Listen, man. All that, man. Listen, Kawhi is cheating the game. You trying to tell me you were ready to play in the Olympics, but then fast forward, you out indefinitely in the season? That is weird, bro. What have you been doing to get hurt like this? Ain't like he jumped out the gym. Ain't like he doing like what are you doing? I don't even. Here's the thing. Listen, man. And Stephen A. Smith was right. He may be the worst superstar in sports history. The man ain't reliable.
No.
The number one ability. The number one ability. And Grant, listen, I'm surprised. I'm agreeing with Stephen A. Smith myself. I'm surprised myself. But guess what? The number one ability is availability.
ESPN is wild. I'm not gonna hold you on that. But
listen, you know what's embarrassing? Me watching Kawhi Leonard sometimes because like I know he probably won't be there. You know what I mean? I'm wasting my own time.
You right.
You got people paying season tickets. You got people paying season tickets. You got people paying season tickets. They hard-earned money to watch the Clippers try to do something. And Kawhi, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. The bank would have been mad at me. If I was a Clipper fan, the bank would have been mad at me. You know how many times I've been like, man, all right, man, I got bamboozled.
Hey, Steve Ballmer is a young rich nigga, man. Let that nigga spin.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. It's a damn shame that niggas get mad when niggas would say Jason Tatum better than that nigga. Niggas would get mad when people trying to say, you know what I'm saying, Kawhi Leonard shouldn't be mentioned right now. Look,
when did somebody get mad at that? Oh, well. Okay.
They get mad.
Herm cooking.
They get mad. They defend Kawhi Leonard. I ain't gonna lie. I think Kawhi Leonard fans are worse than LeBron or Jordan fans. I don't know
about that one though, but I get you saying though. I get what you're saying.
I ain't gonna lie. See, at least with the Jordan and LeBron fans, they arguing and capping because they're trying to prove who's better than the other.
Is anybody watching the Lakers versus Kings game right now?
I'm trying to. I'm John Fro. But the thing, but you know what though, Herm? I will say this though, Herm. But here's the thing about Kawhi Leonard fans. Some fans are basically Kobe and Jordan fans though. They from the same olive branch. So it's like Kawhi. If you are a big Kawhi Leonard fan, you're most likely is a big Kobe or Jordan fan. That's just the reality situation. If you notice. So I mean, they kind of like. I mean, they inherit. Kawhi is like inherited fans from Jordan and Kobe because Jordan and Kobe not playing no more. You know what I mean?
I agree though. I agree with that.
So if that makes any
What?
sense. They like Kawhi. Like Kawhi is like the. I mean, what's the like a descendant of a Jordan or Kobe? What people want him to be.
Descendant.
What?
You know what I mean?
And they
What are you
Not
did.
trying to
descendant.
They did want.
No, this is
Kawhi
what I'm
Leonard.
saying. This is
They
what
did
I'm
want
saying.
Kawhi to
This is
cancel
this is
LeBron
what I'm
contract.
saying.
He's
This
trying
is
to say he's the
this
next
is what I'm
cycle on the
saying.
Avatar thing.
Listen, that's what I'm exactly. That's a great analogy because let's not forget. Hold up. Let's not forget. They were putting this man in Kobe and Jordan conversations. Let's not forget.
That was
It
only
ain't
Matt
a
Kellerman.
coincidence.
That's only
Them
Matt
niggas
No, it
say
Kellerman.
was
he
other
was
people.
better
No,
than
it was
Nobody
more
else.
than him. It was more than that. Let's not listen.
No, it was other
It was
even former
more.
players. Even former players. Remember
It
when
was,
him and PG got together, they was like, "Oh, this gonna be the next Scottie and Pippen." Like, bro,
listen,
we not going.
Scotty
I'm
and
not gonna
Jordan.
lie
Scotty and
too.
Scotty
And
and
Jordan.
I'm
Jordan.
listen.
Scotty and
I'm
Jordan.
gonna be
Scottie and
honest.
Jordan. I
And
apologize.
I'm
I
and listen.
apologize.
Crazy.
And Herm knows this too. I'm gonna be honest. I drank the Kool-Aid too a little. I drank the Kool-Aid. I'm gonna be honest. I called him Baby Jordan. Herm remember that. I called him Baby Jordan. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, Baby
True
Jordan.
did take up for him before, so he did do that.
But I know. But guess what though? I know that was this ain't real material. This fabric different.
He wasn't the best
Hold up.
player in the league, though. I don't think that
Hold up.
anybody
This
thought
joint
that.
This joint made in Taiwan. This ain't say China. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Hey, I'm
No,
just
but
saying,
after
man.
the 2019 NBA Finals, who in here thought that Kawhi was the best player in the league? I certainly
I
didn't.
didn't
And
think that
who?
per se.
Which one?
2019
Well,
was
he
Kawhi
just got
Leonard the
lucky
best
because
player
Kevin
in the
Durant was
game?
hurt,
Because
man.
I didn't think
He just
so.
got lucky.
Nah, those conversations were getting entertained though.
Now I will say this though. I thought he could get in it. He could be that.
It could be.
You know
I
what I
agree
mean?
with you on that. He had the
But
potential,
but
but
that
you
being
saw what
said
happened
though,
in the bubble.
yeah, I mean, hey,
Shoot, leading up to the bubble, there was still debates over it. Shit.
yeah, but
Like
Hey y'all, I
Giannis,
hate this.
like
Not when
Giannis,
not
LeBron.
when it was
Hey y'all,
getting
I
walked
hate
down
this.
3-1.
I hate this. If y'all gonna stay on, that's cool. I don't care. But I do. Hey, I do have my beautiful wife blowing me up. She ready to get down with her husband. So I got to tend to my wife and everything though. But I appreciate all y'all for coming in, man. Man, I'm pretty sure Lamont, if he feels like it, he may take the time to look into this whole lawsuit situation and break it down. He may hurt y'all Kawhi fans' feelings. He may actually put a dent in his legacy when he actually break it down and really look deep into it. Hell, I may even do it next Saturday my damn self. Take my time, actually look into it, and we gonna tell the truth about Kawhi Leonard. I appreciate my brother True the King. I appreciate my brother A30 for holding that, being the wall ready. I appreciate A Johnny for coming through, Chris D for coming through, Dark coming through. My brother Casual came through, man. Appreciate. Well, you call Debo now, Casual. They call you Debo for crying out loud now, goddamn it. Appreciate Debo for coming through, man.
Hey,
especially with the skull cap on, he definitely gonna beat the allegations.
What
I think he come with a Newport. They been
With all
before the
them,
Newport next.
look, hold on,
A
put the
black and
camera,
ball.
on me. Put the camera
Casual
on
gonna
me.
come in with a black and
Yeah,
I
ball
put
am
the
next.
not.
camera on Casual, man. Put
Put the
the
camera
Black
on
and
me. I
ball.
am
The
not.
black and ball coming out next.
I am not being allegations with this on. Am I? No.
No, you
No,
ain't being
no. If you hit a black, if you pull up a
no.
black and ball, I'm done. We got to end the street. If you pull up a black and ball, we got to end the street.
We need a
Shout out
side by
I know
side.
for
I ain't
Them
gonna
men
hold
I
fix
you.
know.
car. You look like you a
It's
great
good
mechanic,
H
man.
for the UK, man. H for the UK. We need you, H for the UK. We need you, man.
Oh, y'all some
All
clowns,
right,
bro. I
bro.
swear.
But no. What I will say, shout out to Herm. This is a fantastic stream. This is literally the best. I'm willing to bet with anybody. This is the best debate that I've seen during this entire series. Hopefully the next one will be just as amazing. Salute to you guys. Salute to Sturdy for holding this shit down because
Absolutely.
yeah,
Just the
couldn't
host
be
right there,
me.
baby.
Rap King, if you want to debate Dirt versus Jokic, I will pick Jokic. You pick Dirt. All right.
That's nasty, fucking nastiest work in the world. That's just nasty.
That's a
Well, Chris
setup,
Paul,
to be
well, Chris
honest.
Paul and
That's a
Westbrook, man,
setup.
I'll debate
Chris Paul.
CP3. I'll debate CP3.
I'll take-
You debate Westbrook. It does not matter to me. I'll smoke.
Stop picking the easy matchup.
Anyway, shut up.
That's a good. I ain't that Westbrook Christmas is a good debate though. That's a good debate.
It's
How you
close
gonna do
though.
it?
It's very close too.
Nah, it's not really. But no, what I will say we are going to probably shift this over to Discord because, as Herm said, he got to get to his family and his beautiful wife. Me, Sturdy, and Chris, though, we have no life, so we will see you guys in the Discord. I'm pretty sure they're going to drop the link in the live chat very soon. So when they do that, we'll catch you in there. Our likelihood is if you do miss the link, I will be going live on my channel, A Casual Sports Fan, so you can be able to catch me going live talking with the guys, and we'll drop the link in there as well. So plenty of opportunities for you to come and talk hoop with us. But Herm, I'll send this off to you so you can send us home.
All right, for sure, man. Salute to everybody, man. Like I said, most definitely. Y'all check out the Discord, man. The brothers gonna be talking. Gonna be a lot of uncensored shit. Niggas gonna keep it real on that. But for the most part, the Discord, it actually be some of the best basketball talks to ever be a part of as well. So you guys get into them with that and enjoy everything in the Discord. But man, y'all hit that like button, man. If not, subscribe if y'all
Yo,
not
that's
subscribed,
insane.
man.
Whoa,
That's insane. That's like very random and
Hey,
insane.
y'all
That
crazy,
is insane.
man. Y'all crazy.
That's
Yo,
insane.
yo, who did
who
that?
did
Y'all
that?
crazy.
Who
Bro.
did
Hey,
That's
y'all
on my.
crazy for that. But shout
That
out.
is insane.
That's wild,
Is
bro.
that an
That's
edit?
wild, bro.
Is that
That-
edit?
It's
Nah,
an
shout out
I
to
know
edit. What do you
pictures,
think
but
it
that
is? That's
can't
an
be.
edit.
Hey,
It's an
y'all
edit.
shout out to
I
A
should
Johnny.
have cut
Y'all
mine
go
right
on.
there.
Hey, y'all tune in tomorrow for A Johnny. He got a great topic for y'all tomorrow as well, man. So A Johnny be cooking. So shout out to him for doing this debate again. So man, shout out to Go James Kingdom. Y'all show love to do. Hey, but also man, y'all check In the Zone. Y'all check out True the King. He still do Rumble in the Ring too. Check it out because there's a lot of
And we
interesting
all
topics.
tomorrow morning. We
Hey, it's
doing
a lot of
hey,
interesting topics, man, that True got going on in Rumble in the Ring. So y'all most
Roman
definitely check
Reigns to
my
go.
brother out
Roman
with
Reigns
that,
to
man.
go.
Cause
Leave that
wrestling
alone.
is interesting right now too, by the
Mhm.
way. I don't give a damn what nobody say. This shit interesting. So True gonna break that shit down with y'all. So y'all most definitely tune in to Rumble in the Ring. Y'all most definitely tune into In the Zone, man. Y'all most definitely tune in to Go James Kingdom, man. Hey, y'all most definitely tune in to Vanity Sports as well, man. That's Casuals channel. Y'all tune in to Vanity Sports, man.
Yes,
AKA Debo. Man, you might need to take that. You might need to take that new nickname on, man. But man, shout out to y'all,
The
man.
casual
Full court
Debo is
press.
crazy.
the casual Debo is crazy.
Hey, but y'all most definitely, man, hit that like button, subscribe, man. 94 feet, boys, man. Full court press. We out of here, y'all. Salute to y'all, man. Appreciate
Salute
it.
to Herm.
You said goodbye, and that's no lie. You said it's hard to forget you, but I'm gonna try. I'm tired of waiting for you every time while you're running around with every man inside.
I'm tired of waiting.